Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Cataclysm of Hyrule campaign. I am the creator and GM of the campaign, Puckfin. For everyone joining us tonight, welcome. We have a lot of fun in store for tonight, but before we get to that, we're going to go over some beginning announcements. The first thing that I always like to do is talk about our Discord server. Our Discord server is the place where everything happens outside of the campaign broadcast. We have a number of interactive channels on there. We have chat channels, art channels, voting channels, contest channels, and my favorite, the loot channels. If you are not part of the Discord server, I would recommend, let me see if I can get this right. Oh, there we go. All right. Reversing the camera kind of confused me. But Ledo has posted in our Steam chat, in our Twitch chat, the link to our link tree, where you can find our link to our Discord server as well as other links. So, in addition to our Discord server on our link tree, we have a number of links, including our Facebook group, which creates event reminders for the campaign episodes, and the link to our Cataclysm of Hyrule YouTube channel. So we do a bi-weekly broadcast, and the alternate weeks we do a chat broadcast. And during this chat broadcast, we talk about various things. We talk about the campaign. We talk about really kind of anything that comes to mind that sparks anyone's interest. It doesn't necessarily have to be about the campaign. It doesn't necessarily have to be about D&D or Legend of Zelda lore. For obvious reasons, it does gravitate towards those things, but there are occasions where other topics of conversation will spark our interest. So, if you have any curiosities about anything, if you are new to the campaign and you feel like you have missed out on some things, or if you'd like some refreshers, or you really just kind of want a nice broadcast to just kind of talk interactively in chat, our chat broadcast is the perfect place for that. And one of the things that we've also been doing in our chat broadcast, which I am having a lot of fun doing, is visually revamping the campaign. Whether it's a scene or an NPC or any artistic aspect of the campaign, we are currently in the process of remodeling things and giving it a more unique appearance for what we do. So we use a AI website to generate new artwork. We talk about things. For example, one of the things that we talked about a couple chat sessions ago was a character by the name of Smith. And so what we'll do is I will sit there and I will talk about a little bit about the character's backstory, what they physically look like, what their mental and physical behaviors are like, just kind of like information that you'd need to know in creating a character. And then I'll take it to chat and we'll talk about various AI prompts and things that we can use to try and create this character. And then we will create a number of characters, anywhere between typically 4 to 6 AI-generated characters. And then we'll take those and we'll put them in the voting channel on our Discord server. And once that happens, the character that has the highest amount of votes gets to become the new character. So we have done a character by the name of Smith, who has yet to be introduced into the campaign. We redid Flora. We gave her third stage of evolution. The voting and creation just wrapped up with that last week. And yes, as a reminder, the people that are doing this are not professional players. We are simply having fun. I feel like we've been doing this so long that in some ways we should be considered, but yes, by no means. The more high-end broadcasts, such as Critical Role and Dimension 20 and anything like that, they are all phenomenal broadcasts. And I'm sure if you are here, you have probably at least watched one session from any of the high-end broadcasts. However, those broadcasts tend to gravitate towards the main purpose of them is for entertainment. They are driven by entertainment, and our broadcast has been conceptualized around yes, enjoying playing, but also learning how to play. We take time and to explain things. We talk about if we throw a spell into combat, or anything that we haven't used too often, we will stop to explain the spell. We'll read the spell. We'll understand. We'll explain kind of the finer details of it and how it functions. But yeah, we, as much as we do pride ourselves on being an entertaining broadcast, it is also a broadcast that is designed for newcomers learning how to play as well. So also, if you are a newcomer, our chat sessions are a great place to do it, because we can, while we're sitting there and interacting with chat, we can do things like explain how spell slots work, how attacking works, how, just kind of any question that you might have as a new or advanced player, we can talk about. So yes, we do hope you enjoy yourself, but we do pride ourselves on being also a learning broadcast. So, but back to mentioning our YouTube channel, after we do our campaign broadcast, which we are going to be continuing on with tonight, those get uploaded to our YouTube channel, whereas our chat broadcasts, which we do the alternate week, to this, those stay on our Twitch until they're taken down. They are not uploaded to our YouTube channel. So, that being said, we had a very interesting session, last session, and I hope that you caught it. If you didn't catch it, I hope you caught last week when we did a recap of it. But our party is on a fresh trajectory this week, and we are getting into one of the types of episodes that I mentioned where I have no idea what's going to happen. I thought I knew it was going to happen for a good couple sessions, and I was gearing up for that to happen, and now due to changes that are out of our control, I believe that things are going to change. I believe that the party is going to be taking a potentially different path. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. So, before we get into broadcasting tonight, hold on, I feel a cough coming on, so I want to get ready to mute my mic. But before I do that, hopefully before I can get this cough out, let's do our introductions to the party. Just as a side note, as a reminder, until I can get a better computer, we will be doing our broadcasts with the cameras off, but that will not stop us from doing introductions. So, let's see. All right, we're going to this. All right, do we have... Yes. All right, so joining us right below me, we have Gully. Gully, how you doing, my friend? Oh, wait. Before you answer that, let me turn the microphone on. All right, there we go. All right, Gully, how you doing?
Doing good. Looking forward to whatever may come of the session tonight.
Whatever may come, indeed. I am completely in the dark, and the world is completely open. I'm sure that yeah, I'm sure what has happened is going to have big ripple effects for the campaign, and I'm excited to see what comes from this new trajectory.
Yes.
Mhm.
Exciting times.
There we go. Let's cut my camera. All right. So welcome, Gully. Beneath Gully, we have next to Gully we have Dekun. Dekun, how you doing, my friend?
I'm hanging in there. I am the little cat hanging out of the tree, and it is Catherine hanging there. That's me.
Fair.
I'm a tiny little shrub on a much larger tree.
Well, I understand, and I think that things. Yeah.
I'm going to make like a leaf and fall. Oh no. Anyway, sorry.
Yes. Well, in any matter, it is great to see you, and welcome, and I look forward to seeing what happens as we progress in tonight's session.
Me too. Today's going to be fun.
Absolutely. And then next to Dekun, we have Ledo. Ledo, how you doing?
Doing okay. I'm hoping everything goes right. I'm going to miss my sister, but that's okay. I have another sister that I have to worry about even more on. But at least she's not going to get with Norn, which I'm happy about.
Yes, that is a potential side quest that has been tabled unless needing to be resumed. But yes, that
Revolution will happen. Revolution's going to happen. It's just going to be maybe he'll do our side instead of Ill's.
I mean,
I put him where he is. He owes me.
Revolution will not be televised.
I mean, I can't say that would be the best line of reasoning to take with a person like Norin, but you do you.
Yes.
And we will see what is appearing to be the destined fate of Zora's domain.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yes.
There's no hair off my head.
Because you have none. Zorans don't.
But that's enough for me.
All right. Welcome, Ledo. Looking forward to seeing what unfurls tonight. And our newest addition to the campaign is Stuffin. How you doing, Stuffin?
Hey there. How's it all doing? We're doing pretty well here. I'm looking at the map over on Roll20, and it looks like this beautiful mansion and nice rolling hill and gate and everything, and it's just surrounded by hellish fire.
Yes.
I'm curious to know where we're going today. Like it.
Fair.
Is it a resort community, or is it like hell? That just seems to be like a resort community, but when you get there, you have to do like sit-ups until your abs feel like they're burning.
So,
okay,
yes. So just to recap, the hellish landscape. The hellish landscape that we see before us. We are in the fire temple at the moment, and Dekun has cast for us to take our long rest for the evening. Magnificent mansion, which I do believe that is a magnificent mansion indeed. So
Quite.
Yes. So we have been able to, for I think a first time in a while, we've been able to coincide the end of a session with a long rest, which is always the goal and nice when it happens. But the reason we find ourselves back at the fire temple is because Gully is our newly crowned fire sage, and one of the abilities for the fire sage, as well as any other sages that may come later on in the campaign, is the sages, once they leave their temple, they have an ability that has a diminishing effect. For Gully, it is his flaming aura, and every the flaming aura has a distance of 10 feet, and every day that he takes a long rest outside of the fire temple, that diminishes by 1 foot, until it would theoretically reach a distance of 0. So this is a function that every sage will have, whether or not a player becomes a sage or an NPC becomes a sage. But if a player becomes a sage and we would still like that character to travel amongst the world and not be trapped within their respective sage temple, that is the thing that incentivizes them to essentially return to their temple. But yeah, so we have taken our long rest inside the fire temple, so Gully has his fire aura fully recharged to a full 10 feet, and yeah, that is where we ended the last session 2 weeks ago. So
Flame on, baby.
flame on indeed. All right, so you know what? Let's get down to it, and let's start at the end of the long rest.
All right. So I would just like to chime in, just as a little reminder. The moody, magnificent mansion is staffed by 100 tiny little Deku scrubs, and they are preparing everybody a nice little breakfast. It's got like again, there's a lot of food here, like more food than all of us could humanly eat in like a week. I think the spell describes it as like a 9-course banquet for 100 people.
Yep.
So, we have breakfast. Don't worry about it. And I was gonna pitch. You get like a breakfast salad. It's got like walnuts and stuff in it. Anyway, I don't know, but you also get like eggs and stuff. I imagine there's at least like just imaginary chimkins laying little eggs and stuff. I don't know. But basically, there's enough food that you get what you want, so don't worry about rations or anything. Anyway,
I am also going to ritual cast water breathing since we need it today. That's taken care of.
Oh yeah, nice. Hell yeah.
And then I walk over to Dekun. Dekun, it's been a while since I've done this. Can you have them make a pond with like fish in it so I can go fishing for my breakfast?
Sure. So literally, there's already like a small pond in the main room. And I imagine like I speak like Deku to some of them, and they all like do like the no face thing. Or they just like they just kind of like disappear in like waves over each other. And then anyway, like there's like mad scrambling around like toads in a Mario Party minigame. And then eventually they come back with just like tiny little like fish. They've just procured live fish somehow, and they're like just escorting the fish from like the table into the pond. Like they're live fish, but like they've just been spawned by the what I guess would be a magical buffet table. And yeah, it's just each one is carrying like the biggest fish. One of them has like an entire like tuna that's like 5 times the size of it, but it's still like, it's being helped by like 3 other little Deku scrubs. They all have tiny little arms, and it's just like, anyway. I love this place. I love this spell.
Alright, so
yeah. So you have a small pond of fish for breakfast if you desire.
Nice. Yum yum.
True. Yum. Sorry.
Yum.
Brain rot. Anyway. So yeah. Hey, sorry. I don't know. I don't know if we were ready to address this yet, but I have one very important question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have my Ring of Spellstoring back?
Sure.
Thanks. I would be really bummed to lose that. I'm not gonna lie. Can I just get sleight of hand it before it disappears into the time stream?
Absolutely. In fact, you take care of that on your end, and I will take care of that on the other end.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't remember what was in it, so is it okay if it just starts empty?
Let me take a quick check and see if she noted.
Ooh, that would be better.
Yeah. Okay. There it is, and yeah, no notes. So it is blank.
Perfect. Thank you. God, I missed you so much.
you just like pet the ring.
Exactly, yes. It's like, man. He's just like it just has like you just see like the little dream bubble of like when he first got it, you know, like there's like the little like cloud bubble, and you just see him like nostalgically thinking of when, you know, the hag had tried to con him out of it, you know.
Yeah.
Like that, you know. Like you just see like him doing like the Legend of Zelda thing where he just holds it up and it floats above his head, like in front of the hag at the 7-Eleven.
You get the old da 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 da.
Exactly. And in fact, if you don't mind.
There we go.
Excellent, thank you. Okay. Anyway, sorry, thank you. I appreciate your patience with me today. Question. So this is a bizarre technicality, but is Gully sleeping like in the mansion, or does he have to physically be inside the fire temple?
You know what? Does it count as a pocket dimension?
Basically, yes. It is like a pocket dimension.
Yeah, you can enter.
I can open or close the portal, so it's like. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I would say that Gully would need to be outside of the mansion.
Okay. Shit. Okay. All right.
I figured it out, which is fine.
No, that's fair. Honestly, the only sad thing is that it means I can't give you breakfast from there, so you have to find a way to get you breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I'm an idiot.
I can come in to get the hero's piece, but I just can't.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a good point. I would like to go fetch Gully and tell him and get him for breakfast, if that is okay with you guys.
Yeah, that's fine.
First official action of the day.
On the stoop outside.
You're curled up in the what?
I just imagine him curled up on the stoop outside.
Nice, perfect.
Yep, you open the door and you see Gully curled up, stomach's growling. Food.
Nice, hell yeah. Gully, come in. We still have like a 9-course banquet for at least 90 people.
Thank you.
Oh, Gully, you're wasting away to nothing. Come on, we gotta fix this. You're about to miss the most important meal of the day.
Oh, it smells so good in here. Oh, goodness. Oh,
it's food. We've got the freshest eggs this side of Kakariko.
Steak and eggs, baby.
Hell yeah. Honestly, I imagine that there is like a certain like charcoal roasted like aroma drifting in just from being in the fire temple that like gives even the steak like this like delicious grilled like texture. Like aroma and taste to it. Like you get that like because the portal is been open this whole time. Like it's a little warmer than usual in here. You know, you get that like perfect like just grill going like sort of aroma. You know, you can smell the charcoal almost. Yeah, and you are in fact tasting the meat and the heat, and it's still pretty fucking good. Anyway, headcanon. I got that like smoked like meat going. Got like man. Just cut to like the cut to some of the little Deku scrubs, and they're just like smoking a brisket like on the like right next to the entrance portal because it's so hot.
That paints a vivid picture.
But begs the question now.
You grab me a snack now.
Before Gully gets inside, I get a bucket of water because I'm like, he's coming in from outside and it's really warm outside. I want to see if this works. So when you walk through the door, I'm going to slosh water on you and see if you like steam like a clam.
Probably so.
Okay.
That's awesome. Oh, that's fun, man. I can almost imagine like Gully is perfectly fine. He doesn't notice this at all. But the armor is like nuclear hot.
One last little thing I would like to do. I would like to take one of the fish that I've caught that's no longer alive, make its mouth move a little bit, and get it to like the perfect position to kiss, and then I want to sneak up on Stuffin and let it kiss him to wake him up.
Oh.
See, someone's
Okay,
in
you do that.
mischievous mode today.
Stuffin appears to be in an extra deep sleep.
He was saying he might be like AFK because he might not be able to fully engage for a couple minutes.
It's
He's
okay.
like
Stuffin was
putting-
momentarily distracted by finding salad dressing for his family. You can't eat the veggies by their own. We need to roll for something. I heard.
No, I thought you were still asleep. Never mind.
Let's okay. I missed for a second what we were doing.
Someone was trying to wake you up with a fish kiss.
I was trying to prank you with the
Oh.
fish kiss.
Yeah. So
I didn't realize you were actually up.
So we'll say what happened is like so Ledo grabs a fish to like get ready to prank you with like a fish kiss, and he like sneaks into your room, and he like throws back the blanket expecting to see you, and there's nothing. And as he sits there in that moment of pondering, you just kind of come behind him, salad and salad dressing in hand.
Morning.
Morning. I got some dressing for the for pancakes, right? Balsamic vinaigrette, the best.
I have a fish.
Oh, fish is good too. Is that breakfast? Can I
Yes.
partake? Okay.
You like the fish?
I'll just
You can
start
have
gnawing on
the
the fish.
Unless
Let's
you want it
start gnawing
cooked.
on the fish.
And I have a special way of cooking it.
Is it eating it raw?
Okay, you can eat it raw if you want, but I was going to cook it a special way for you.
Oh, okay. I'm so used to like in those fountains, I just kind of float around, and every once in a while, just grab a fish. Whenever you're hungry, just grab a.
Well, they're better if they're cooked. Follow me.
Okay, I'll trust you.
I walk out to the main room. I see Gully and ask him to put his left arm out. And I put the fish on top of his left arm and cook it there. See? Magical. He's so hot from being outside that you could cook stuff on him.
Taste the meat, not the heat, chimes in Dekun.
It's nicely smoked. It smells like gully. It does. What's an
It's more like a
appetizing smell?
sizzle.
For sure.
It's a barbecue, but it's also a sizzle because you can hear it. And I start grabbing ingredients from the table like lemons and garlic and start smothering it on the chicken or
Oh my
the
goodness.
fish and just flip it over on his arm again. And after like 10 minutes, it's done. There you go, Stuffin. Grilled the fish a la gully.
For the first time ever, Stuffin is a little skeptical about eating anything. Hey.
He's clean. He's been sanitized. It's like 900 degrees or something out there. So he's perfectly fine. And the armor couldn't be cooler. So you're good.
Gully's gonna smell like fish all day. Yes, okay.
I can, well,
I'll eat it.
I
Can
can't
you
clean
make like a D20 roll to see how good this fish came out?
Also, can I prestidigitate the leftover crispy bits off of Gully?
Yes, everybody, yes.
Would you want me to roll to see
Thanks.
how good it is?
Yeah. Cooking check or something?
You tell me, Buck.
Give me a
Cooking check.
give me a
Cook
con-
tools
Survival.
are
Let's see how
proficiency.
good your cooking skills are.
This is why that prestidigitation.
I'm gonna
make
go with a
anything
con
tasty.
save on this. Give me a con save, but since you made it without cooking tools, give it to me at disadvantage.
Got it. It's gonna be low no matter what. 3.
3. Who eats this fish?
Oh,
What's that?
just a
Stuffin.
fish. It's so bad I brought it
Whole
back
thing.
and it slaps me.
Yeah, I would say that anybody who, you know what? I will say that there is a questionable detectable odor from this fish. When you cook this fish, you neglected to clean the fish, so it still has like all of its fishy innards to it.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And he neglected to clean Gully. too, I think.
And
Yeah.
He's fine.
there was no cleaning of Gully. We can prestidigitate the scaly bits off of Gully's armor, but I'll say even like you like cut into it in terms of preparation for serving, and everyone can see that this fish has not been properly cleaned. So what would everybody like to do with the fish?
Make another con save.
Give me a con save. Anybody who would like to eat the fish, give me a con save.
Oh, I don't want to eat it. I'm just.
Stuffin's the only one. Stuffin is eating it. He's like, yeah, this is so good. Oh my gosh.
DQ no longer wants to
you're
eat
a
anything.
master.
Like his face just turns green. Like literally, like his leaves have twinged green again, even though they are currently red.
Yes.
Yeah, much of a garbage disposal that Gully can be when it comes to food. Yeah, he didn't touch that fish.
I got
Yeah,
I got a pretty good con save. 19, I think.
19. Oh, okay. So I would say that you consume like a couple of questionable bits to it, but your stomach can handle it. Deacon, is that?
Oh, like I said, I'm not eating it, but even the sight is just like, you know, Deacon's just like, man, come on, this is why I'm the one who skins and cleans things.
Yes.
Let me add it next time, buddy.
Okay. Just the fact that, we had the armor here, we had the fish here, so I wanted to try.
Understandable. Try a good steak next time. Try a good steak next time.
Okay.
You can you only have to sear the outside of that, and you can eat it basically raw if you sear the outside. So I think
I will try.
Thank you,
next
Ledo.
time.
This was great. Look at it. The plate is completely empty, and I'm gonna make a sleight of hand check to see if he noticed me like tossing the food away.
All right. Sounds good. Sleight ahead and 11.
11. That would be an 11.
Can the little Deku scrubs give him advantage by just like just covering it
don't
on
have
the
advantage.
floor with their bodies?
Yes, absolutely, because I can say right off the bat, 11 doesn't even touch Leto's passive. So yeah, give me
The second one was
advantage.
worse. The second one was a 6.
So, all right.
Aw.
Ledo's just looking, going, he's saving it for later,
There we go.
not remembering that this place disappears and so does the food. So, yep, for
So-
later.
So also like you notice like the physicality of it happening, but it seems more like Stuffin is trying to like feed the help. As like the second he tosses it, all the little like
It's
Deku
fine.
scrubs just like swarm around it. All right. So
I think whatever he's trying to feed is not eating it. So he just slips it into his pants pocket or something.
oh see I was saying like they like take it and they like grab a piece and just kind of like go off into obscurity. So like you don't actually see
Exactly.
you don't see the little mini Deku scrubs like actually eating it, but they like swarm it like a bunch of ants and then just take it away in small pieces. So yeah, it looks it's gone. I would say that the only thing left is like almost like a cartoonish bone skeleton of the piece that you took.
Perfect.
So all right, yes. So,
All right. That's Brecky.
that's Brecky. So as you sit there and you enjoy or don't enjoy aspects of your meal, you have conversations about what is generally going to happen over the course of the day. So what would how would that conversation be going?
Hey, since we happen to be here, would you guys be okay with visiting Goron Village? I really want to see what's happening there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Nice.
I thought we
Talk
wanted
to Link and Julian.
we wanted to go back to the lake to finish that, though.
Oh, sure, I do want to do that too. Sorry, I was just thinking, like, man, I would like.
In theory,
yeah.
isn't iturbe here with us?
Yes.
Huh? I didn't think about that.
Yeah, iturbe's here, so
I like to imagine he's just like he like, oh man, there's just like after a certain point you just see like the outline of iturbe like at the table this entire time, and you just like see the outline, and then he just like fades into the scene.
Like all of this is going on, and like the four of you are just very comfortable with each other, and like you're like cracking inside jokes and playing around with the food and doing all this stuff, and then you realize that iturbe is just very quietly just sitting at the table, not saying anything, observing in a very like awkward sense.
I love it. Okay, I'd like to go over to iturbe, and I would like to take a seat next to him, and go, hi. You've been awfully quiet. Little bomb flower on the wall. Is there anything you like for breakfast? Or what did you get the my little scrublings to serve you? I hope it was good.
He like you see in front of him, he has like a cleared plate. There are kind of like remnants of the fact that he actually did eat something, and he kind of like leans over to Deacon a little bit and like lowers his voice and says something to the effect of, yeah, I was able to get some edible breakfast. But that fish though, that maybe next time.
Mm-hmm. I'll clean it up real good next time. Don't worry, we'll get you some
there's
sushi.
more in the
That'll be great.
pond.
Oh, true.
and you just hear kind of like a little coming from iturbe, just a little as his lips pucker and his jawline tightens and his neck strains, followed by just a very loud gulp as he forces back down. As he enjoys his breakfast the second time.
I would pat him on the back, but I'm not going to do that to him, or us, or the table, or the Dooku Strubs.
Oh, there you go. All right. Yeah.
So, hey, all right. So, yeah, Turbe. Sorry. I'll try to put this. Did you have anything you wanted to do before we got back to Lake Hylia? Any type of anything you wanted to see or hear, or do or eat? Well, okay, I guess eat's off the table now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the eating part of it for the time being, but I mean, honestly, from what little I have seen from my new time in Hyrule, I'm a bit curious to see other things that have changed. I appreciate you putting my needs to the forefront, but quite honestly, even only after having just one full night's rest, I don't feel completely 100% yet. And I guess more what I'm saying is if I'm okay kind of tagging along for a bit if you need to do some other things. I would appreciate seeing some sights and kind of refamiliarizing myself with the area.
I hold out my fist for a fist bump, and can I retcon one thing that I meant to do last night before the long rest?
What's that?
I still had my cast of Wish. Can I Greater Restoration him to remove a level of exhaustion?
Yes, that would bring him down to 1 level of exhaustion. So
Perfect.
Between
Thanks.
the Greater Restoration and the long rest, that is removed 2 points of exhaustion from iturbe.
Appreciate it. Okay. Because I wanted to do that like right before bed because I still had my Wish before the long rest. So
fair.
Question.
Thanks.
Yes.
Does iturbe have any of the marks that shows that he's a Sheikah or anything like that?
Good question. So I know that pointing out the recent picture that I have shown from iturbe, despite that, he does not have the Sheikah symbol on his forehead. He has no actual indication that he is or was Sheikah.
So I know we have to get you a Belle. Can you tell us what it looked like, and maybe I can try and figure out so that way when we go diving into the Lake Hylia, we can look for this specific Belle.
My Belle was a true thing of beauty. My Belle is that which anything else should be measured against. She had fair brown hair, and ivory soft skin.
So your Belle's a person.
Of course.
I thought you were talking like a ring-a-ding-ding bell.
No, Belle. Her Belle, Belle.
Oh, I know about the last D. Okay, so keep describing her.
and she had a smile that could just melt the coldest heart, and just
So why is she in the lake?
Do you have time for a story?
Well, I think we all. Well, we're gonna probably pop out of the house soon, so yeah.
House lasts for 24 hours, so we got plenty of time.
Okay. So yes, got plenty of time.
I will tell you the story of Belle and myself.
Don't forget, you're in this house, which means you can ask for things to be like, you want a chalkboard or something to draw on? They can give that to you. I'm pretty sure. You want to make her out of mashed potatoes? Can do that too.
It also means you have privacy, so don't worry about anyone other than us hearing it.
This is fair. I appreciate all that information. Back at the end of the Hyrulean Civil War.
Hey, one more thing. Zop.
Zop pops out.
Okay, I want you to listen to what iturbe says, and if there's something that is not correct on his part, I want you to point it out, okay?
Son of a bitch. Absolutely. I will point out any discrepancies that I hear in the story.
Okay, go ahead, iturbe.
Okay. So Iturbe says, back at the end of the Hyrulean Civil War, it was the Sheikah that turned the tide of the battle and put the Hylian king in a position in a favorable position to establish what he said would be the Kingdom of Hyrule.
Okay, stop you right there. These, Sheikah, they have masks by chance? Did they have gold on them?
No, I mean traditional Sheikah attire is kind of wrapped clothing, generally red and white with traditional Sheikah insignia. I mean,
what about the gold one?
What
would that mean? Gold masks. They have masks, but they have gold. Instead of the normal red, it's gold.
A minor illusion of gold Yiga mask for him on the table.
Like that.
and he looks at it, in a very unfamiliar fashion, and he says, "I have never seen that mask before in my life. I've
no
never...
worries, just checking."
He goes, that coloration is not something that is of traditional Yiga attire.
Okay.
Of traditional Sheikah attire. Shit, sorry.
Okay.
And he says, the Sheikah were promised a place in this new kingdom had we helped the Hylians, and I myself had was doing what I needed to do to have a position in the king's court. At some point, there was a...
So, you were a Sheikah?
Yes.
You don't know, Impa, do you?
I'm familiar with Impa. Impa was there.
She's really old.
Well, it was some time ago. I imagine that I'm not sure what historical significance she's accomplished in my absence, but yeah, Impa was there at that time.
She protects the queen. Zelda. Zelda.
Protect it.
Well, I think she still does.
How?
Zelda might be older, but she still, is there.
But it's been too long.
I don't know, it's still her. Dekun, can you show him what Impa look now? Maybe it's a different Impa?
I minor illusion Impa as we last saw her.
Is that?
And Dekun chimes in. She goes on special operations and everything. Does a lot of shadowy, hide in the shadow stuff.
With a person, and I wink, named Sheep.
And he says that is Impa. That is definitely Impa.
Rupee, for your thoughts, Chief? Seems like you're processing something.
Who's that, me?
Yes, you.
Yeah. No, I'm talking to Iturbe.
Oh. It's a little puzzling. I mean, I haven't seen. I assume that nobody from my past would still be alive. But
Surprise?
How long ago did your past happen?
I mean, numerically, it's tough to give a specific number of years, but I mean, I can. As we progress, I can point things out. I will probably, whether I mean to or not, point out things that are different. I mean, like Hylia was very different. Hyrule was, nothing but a backwoods military installation. With mud livestock and fortifications made from chopped down trees. There was no queen. The queen had passed. No, there was no queen. There was no queen. So I'm not sure kind of what that's about. But specifically, there was a man by the name of Odin who was a very trusted member of the king's army, and he had a very beautiful daughter by the name of Belle. So Belle and I had had feelings for each other, and I can make assumptions as to why that bothered some people. It could be
because you loved her and that was bad?
Well, me being Sheikah and her being Hylian, it was not a union that would have been looked on favorably by the king or any high-ranking Hylian.
I think it would be cool.
I like that word. I think it would be cool too. It was very cool for us, but it was not cool for some people, and
so it's looked down upon by stupid people and happy people like you. Got it.
Well, I had realized that our situation had rubbed some people the wrong way. So I feared for her her own safety just as much as my own. And we had a plan to run away together. But on the night that we were meant to run away, I was taken by a man named Bakalan, who took me down into the Sheikah Temple and tortured me until I became the form that you rescued me from.
Wait, there's a Sheikah temple somewhere?
Yeah.
Where? Because I've never seen one before.
It was the temple that I resided in until I was, well, until Bongo Bongo was kicked out.
Yeah, but we don't know where that one is.
I do. I spent
why
a little
I'm,
bit of
like,
time there.
wondering. Oh, that's why I'm wondering. You can tell us where it is, and then if the bad guy's still in there, we can beat the crap out of him, and then you can live a happy life with Belle, even though I guess you'll both not be alive. You could be together if we find her and pull her out of the water, or you have to go in the water, and then she'll be happy, and then I don't know. We'll figure it out. Some way you two will have a happy ending, and we'll know where the temple is, and we'll go beat the bad guy.
This is, well, there is the main entrance to the temple was right outside of the Hylian encampment. It was my last night that I came to realize that one of their intentions was to take control of that sacred Sheikah temple.
So, like, okay, hold on a minute. I asked one of the little deacons, I need a piece of paper, and I need crayons.
Gotcha. So like, one of them reaches, one of them like goes and grabs you some paper, and the other one that's like standing next to you like reaches into his pocket, and just like proudly produces like red, blue, and yellow crayons. Like they're pointy and they sparkle like they're just fresh.
Okay.
And then he hands them to you.
With the paper in that, I'm going to quick, as best as I can, I'm going to draw a map of Hyrule real quick. Show him what it looks like now, so that way maybe he can point out exactly where the temple's supposed to be.
All right. So you draw kind of like a rudimentary.
Want me to roll something to see how well it looks?
Yeah. You know what? Being that it's a learned skill, give me an intelligence check.
Yep. Running on all fours with my, checks.
All right.
Oh, 19.
Okay. So you draw, you get a good, well, actually, okay, so my question is, how much time do you want to spend on this?
Well, we have plenty of time, so I will do it as best as I can, just as a little layout, just to show where the wall of Hyrule Castle is, to show where it's just more of like a kid, just this is where Lone Lunt Ranch is, this is that. I put a little extra of where the grass is, a little where the water is in Zoro's domain, Death Mountain type thing, where Kakariko is, where Kokiri Village is, and where we will be shortly at Hyrule Lake Hylia.
Okay.
That kind of.
So he looks at this map. His eyes, first thing he darts to is Lake Hylia. And he looks at it and he kind of like situates the map, knowing that is the most southern area. And then he runs his finger up north, and he kind of has like a not a laugh, but or a scoff, but kind of like a chuckle. And he says, my friend Ledo, I think you need to work on your scaling with your map making, because, and then he points to Hyrule Castle Town. He goes, you made that way too big.
Actually, that's how big it is now.
What's that?
And I specifically draw real quick so that way he sees Ledo's like drawing real quick and the armor of Dekun's.
So
I'm like, yep, and I own a business there and Dekun owns a business there. Yeah, it's the same size.
lets out a sigh of frustration and disbelief.
Kind of remember something. Can I chime in with that? I don't know if it's still the same from the last campaign. Deacon's like, oh, it's in the graveyard, isn't it?
Pointing to the. Okay.
Oh yeah, I point to the direction of the graveyard on the Hyrule like map, or
Okay.
on the Hyrule Castle Town map that Ledo's drawn.
Okay.
Would it be around here?
He points out and he goes, that would be the main entrance, yes, but if this is what Hyrule has become, I don't think that would be the safest entrance. She says he continues on to say, he goes, there's a hidden entrance that I can take you through. That is not within the castle walls. And so getting in and out of the temple would be a little bit more accessible and draw less attention if we use the secret entrance.
I detail to him the tunnels that we were exploring below the water temple and ask if it's anything like that.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. How do you know of our?
We found him.
Is it still secret?
To everybody but us and the rest of the Sheikah, or Yiga, sorry.
What?
No, it's not true. We told Il.
Damn it.
Who are the Yiga?
Well, they're the guys that wear your Sheikah mask but upside down.
So
it might be the possibility of what's left of your group that got mad and turned bad.
Well, I there's a lot that I have not been able to foresee or fathom, but I could not imagine the Sheikah turning bad, as you say. Perhaps it is somebody, a group who just over time has procured our iconography and made it their own.
It depends. You love bananas.
I mean, they are a very good source of nutrition.
No. I mean, do you love bananas to the point that you always have them on you and you eat them, and when you hide, sometimes you leave bananas behind? That type of thing.
Well, I mean, they're a great post-workout snack, and training, historically has been intensive. So
I looked at Dekun. Dekun, could you just show him what they look like?
Okay, yeah. I will minor illusion a Yiga soldier in front of him.
And with, like, from his perspective, with no notable no recognizable symbol besides from the mask. He looks at it in a puzzled manner and says, perhaps this is something we could investigate further, but this is not something that existed before
Okay.
in my time.
I minor illusion Suga and ask him if anything seems familiar.
That is a much beefier. That is a much beefier character. But again, with me unable to see the face, perhaps. You know, we
I see.
The Sheikah were once a very well populated race. It's not like we all knew each other, but this is something that has definitely piqued my curiosity. I believe that these are not Sheikah descendants, and we should maybe with my knowledge get to the bottom of what has happened to my people. And why this organization has chosen to sully such a historic name.
I glance over to the rest of the party and go, I gotta say, storming the Iga base would be kind of a cool adventure.
But the problem is, sooner or later, unfortunately, Iturbe, you're gonna probably turn back into Bongo Bongo. So we might need to do the lake first and then do everything after, just to make sure you're okay.
Why?
Anybody else's opinion?
I feel like let's everybody please take this as politely as possible. We kicked his ass easy enough last time.
Yeah, but if all of a sudden he
That's true.
pops out in the middle of something,
That's
it could
true.
be a lot worse.
That's true. If he suddenly double crosses us when we're fighting a silver Lionel or something, then we're all boned.
I would
Which I don't believe he'll do, because he seems...
Well, double cross isn't exactly what I mean, but like, you know, Bongo Bongo's reincarnation is, I don't mean like you'd willingly do it, Chief.
Sweet.
Is Bongo Bongo gonna like just immediately come back into Iturbe, or is there a? Oh, would Bongo Bongo just come back wherever his phylactery is?
Iturbe is his phylactery.
Oh! I'm seeing that.
Yes, I am his phylactery.
All the way around, I
think.
think.
Yeah, he bubbles out around him, probably.
What's up?
It just seems like
because I was thinking Belle was his phylactery.
Belle is Iturbe's phylactery. Bongo Bongo's phylactery is Iturbe. It's like a nesting doll. That's why I kept saying Koshai the Deathless last time. It was like, his phylactery is a needle inside an egg, inside a duck, inside a chest, inside a tree.
Yes. So for clarification, that is 100% accurate. Iturbe is Bongo Bongo's phylactery, and Belle is Iturbe's phylactery. They have
this is gonna sound crazy.
Essentially they have trauma bonded it to each other's entities in that specific direction, creating the phylactery. And yeah, I don't know if I said it in the last session, but I remember I definitely did say it last week during the chat session, pointing out that I forgot what I was going to say. Shit.
Probably something to do with the time frame of Bongo Bongo turning back in.
It'll come back to me.
So here's my question.
I have a.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I have a crazy idea here. We do have some powerful magic and the druid and everything. Could we just kill iturbe and like recreate him and reincarnate him into a new body? And then his old body, if Bongo Bongo comes back, I mean, we just dispose of it someplace.
Oh, I remember what I was saying. Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't want to lose it again. Okay, so every person that we have, like Tico and Princess Ruto and their corruptions, up until this point in the campaign, both of those have been created by, in a direct or indirect way, through Ganondorf. Bongo Bongo was the phylactery system that is created with Bongo Bongo is not created through Ganondorf, but it was specifically created due to the events of the one shot. So even though even though outwardly it functions in a similar, if not the same fashion, the origin of this set of phylacteries is separate from Ganondorf. Okay, that's what I wanted to bring up. All right, so yeah, and iturbe is just going to pick
Sorry,
up.
dude, you cut out a little bit. The last thing I heard was the origin, and then you blanked out for a couple seconds.
Oh, okay, sorry. The origin of the Bongo Bongo phylacteries are separate from the creation of the phylacteries that Ganondorf is creating for the Temple Sages.
Gotcha.
They don't.
So does that mean? Oh, sorry. Never mind.
No question. I hear it.
So does that mean that this is? So would this be considered a magical effect applied to iturbe by the torturer, or is this something more innate than that?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Can I roll that too here?
What was that?
Can I roll that too?
Absolutely.
11. Goes to 11.
What does Stuffin roll?
Roll a nat 4, so 13 total.
Ooh, okay.
Can I give him an inspiration? Because I really want to figure this out.
How about a dirty 20?
Ooh, nice.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right. Ledo coming through in clutch. Okay, so just so I don't unveil anything unnecessary, repeat the question again.
So I want to know if this is like a magical effect that was bestowed upon him by the tortures or any action of Bakalan, or if this is something that's completely innate to him.
Okay.
Like that he has created by himself.
So
that has been infused in him.
The creation of Bongo Bongo was directly due to Bakalan. However, the creation of the God, what the hell's with my fucking brain tonight? The creation of the phylactery system isn't directly by Bongo Bongo or Bakalan. The creation of this specific phylactery system is because of the emotional bond specifically between Belle and iturbe.
Gotcha. Okay, so we can't do the Rito thing again. Gotcha.
So I know like one of the questions that either has been thought of or hasn't been, but either way hasn't been brought up yet is Fate Renderer. And before it comes to the forefront, I'm going to state that I'm not going to answer any questions about the potential of whether or not Fate Renderer will work on this phylactery system.
I really don't want to feed either of them to the evil sword. Like, I'm just throwing that out there. I really don't want to do that.
Oh, why not?
Well, how about this question then?
Yes.
If we kill a Turbag
Mm-hmm.
and he stays in theory dead for like a day or two, would that break the phylactery to Bongo Bongo? Because he should come back to life with his own.
So, the way that a phylactery functions, not even going to need rolls for this because phylacteries are such an entrenched function of this campaign. The way that a phylactery functions is at the time of resurrection, the creature that is dependent upon the phylactery for resurrection, there must be that phylactery present in order for the resurrection to happen. And I feel like that is the most I can say without spoon feeding the mechanic that you need to do.
So we can't actually kill a Turbe and then bring him back a couple of days later because literally Bongo Bongo will come back.
Well, all we need is like, I mean, some people have 9th level spells, right? So all you need is like a little bit of dust or hair, and in theory you could bring him back. But I don't know if that would stop Bongo Bongo.
The unfortunate thing about like if you went to hit him with like a true resurrection is the diamond worth 250,000 rupees.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're high level but real broke.
I was
poor as well.
So do we think that Bongo Bongo is bound to a Turbe's body or to like his soul or spirit?
It's a
That
good
makes
question.
That I will ask for an Arcana check on that. And I'll put DC. Okay, so before we go rolling for the
Let me
Arcana,
give you inspiration on this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So I'm gonna dial this back to like the OG looting mechanic in the respect that you can either like we'll consider this like a collective action. So there is an action. The actions are you can do the Arcana check, you can assist with the Arcana check, or you can do a additional action that would pertain to the situation, such as guidance, but that would be your action in lieu of assisting or checking.
Since okay, this is gonna be a rules where thing. Since my inspiration is a bonus action, could I also take a full action, like the regular action, to enhance ability him?
Enhance ability is a leveled spell, right?
Yes.
I have a feature where I can re-roll if need be too. So
Okay. So yes, yes to Deacon, and also yes to Stuffin, where if we need to re-roll, that would not count towards the specific action of the function. That would actually count as like an after effect. So first question is, out of the group, who and how many people are making the roll?
I'm yeah, actually that's an excellent question.
Yeah.
I have a +8 to the Arcana.
Okay.
Stuffin has +9, so I'm definitely gonna roll this.
Okay.
So I'll have enhance ability, and I'll just like lay it on as a level 3 on both Stuffin and Ledo. So you have advantage, and then I will give specifically Stuffin the inspiration. No offense, Ledo, but that +1 might mean something.
It could make or break. Okay.
Is this?
Hey, you need help with Constitution and Strength? I'm your guy.
Well, Gully,
Arcana?
Like a
Yeah,
bardic
not me.
inspiration, or it's just +1?
Not me.
Well, so you have a bardic inspiration because you have a +1 over Ledo. So the bardic inspiration is a D12.
Oh, okay, great.
We're rolling at advantage, correct?
Yes, you're both rolling at advantage.
Okay.
Oof.
That's a natural 20, so 28.
Dude, that's double natural 20s,
natural
bro.
20s. Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
What
Can we
the
just-
actual F?
Can we just-
everything.
He can see through time itself.
What did you get?
Natural 20, so it's a 28 altogether.
He got
No,
double natural
No,
20s.
no.
Bubble.
He got
Double.
advantage.
Nat 20s.
He got
Yeah.
advantage natural 20 on both dice. I feel like that should mean something. Like that means something special.
Ito becomes a god and leaves the
Right there.
campaign. Well, welcome.
Ooh, how about give him another shot in the nat 20? And if he gets another nat 20, he just magically knows the exact answer.
I thought you should know it by now.
Oh my!
Damn.
I will divulge. I'm going to divulge a large amount to this, but before Stuffin, what is your role? Because we are not going to
28 also.
20. Okay.
28.
All right.
Love it.
God. Okay. So we'll start off with what the question is, and then we'll branch out beyond that. So, Ledo, what was the
Excuse
question?
me, sorry. One thing. Sorry. Stuffin, did you roll your D12 too? Just while you have it?
Yeah, I did. That was with the D12.
Alright, just making sure, sorry.
So what is the actual question?
What is the actual question?
Oh, like, my actual question, or I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The actual
Okay, sorry.
question that we're trying to find out about.
Right.
It's
So-
about the phylactery.
My thing is, the original question we were trying to figure out was someone had said, is it like connected to his body or his soul? Because like what I'm trying to figure out in the gist of it is, can we just do the Rudo thing again? Like,
Okay.
what's the feasibility on that?
All right.
And then the secondary like follow up question is like, if we can't do the Rudo thing, then like if we just like kill one of them, like what happens? Like how do I, or to put that more appropriately, if we kill iturbe, is like, and if we kill Bongo Bongo, right, he's gone, and then we've killed iturbe, and Bongo Bongo then can't recover. We don't kill Belle, so iturbe can recover. Does that mean that like when iturbe does come back, he will just instantly be Bongo Bongo, or like how does that gonna work? So
Okay.
like those are the questions that were raised by myself and
Absolutely.
just in general.
All right, and we are going to lay this all out with that phenomenal set of rolling. Okay, so
Thank you.
we have a set amount of time before Bongo Bongo revives. X amount of days,
Mhm.
which I'm not going to divulge, but I will narrate changes as it's going to happen, because this is the first time that in a non-inanimate object is a phylactery. So we are going to see, as Bongo Bongo becomes closer to resurrection, we are going to see physical changes in iturbe. If at the point of resurrection, and I'm going to, I'll again even narrate that the point of resurrection is going to happen over the time at the essentially at the end of a long rest. When this happens, if iturbe is no longer physically present, if iturbe's body is not on this plane of existence, and by that I mean like the mortal plane, if iturbe is alive, or if iturbe is not alive at the point of Bongo Bongo's resurrection, he will have no phylactery and his resurrection will fizzle. Belle being iturbe's phylactery, as long as Belle is safe, iturbe will resurrect after X amount of time. And I will also say, which I have not divulged officially up until this point, but I can't not, because of this Arcana roll, there is one more phylactery at play here.
Belle's phylactery?
Belle's phylactery.
Well, that's
Do we
not a
know
big
anything
deal.
about Belle's phylactery?
An Arcana check would not reveal what Belle's phylactery is, but
Not to worry,
So-
we'll just ask her. Once she sees iturbe, she'll be like, "I'm in love with you." They'll be back together. He'll be alive. She'll be alive, and she can just be like, "This is
So-
mine." So that way he can always hang on hers because she'll always be his. Then it's very romantic.
Yeah. So if I can just get this absolutely confirmed,
Yes.
if we kill iturbe at the right time, we can save him from Bongo Bongo permanently.
Yes. Now keep in mind, this will be a secret role as to like the X amount of days that iturbe will resurrect in, as well as a secret role for the days that Bongo Bongo will resurrect in. I will narrate the conditional changes in iturbe, and on like a overnight basis, but also yeah. So as to what, like, I'm not going to just count and say like Bongo Bongo's going to
plan.
resurrect overnight tonight. Like there
Gotcha.
will be a gamble, and you will need to determine when you think this needs to happen. And also,
I have a plan.
my question is, have you guys been having this conversation out loud in front of iturbe?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think we're hiding it from him.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly open with this.
Okay. Good. Okay. So iturbe.
Can I ask a follow-up?
What was that?
Can I ask a follow-up question too?
Absolutely.
And I know you want to give us some survey feedback, but one thing that is not clear to me. So I look at the spell like reincarnate, which is a druid spell. I can't remember which level it is.
Fifth.
And it says you touch a dead humanoid or a piece of a dead humanoid, provided that the creature has been dead for no longer than 10 days. It forms a new body and calls the soul to enter that body. If the soul isn't free or willing to do so, the spell fails. So would something like this, and this is clearly not our only play, but would something like this, creating a new body, killing iturbe, creating a new body for iturbe, having his spirit move into this new body, would that essentially destroy the phylactery? Like, is the phylactery his body? So if we give him a new body, would be resolve the issue?
Okay, so essentially, in a technical fashion, yes, this would work, because what has created the bond between Bongo Bongo and iturbe is the physical torturing that has happened. So if he were to have a new body, that body would not have endured physically what iturbe has. Iturbe would still be mentally affected by what happened out, and he would still retain the memories and everything, but the physical body, which is actually what the phylactery is, would no longer be present. But in the reincarnate spell, it is randomized what somebody will be reincarnated as. So
it is. But
yeah,
if he doesn't like it, he can always kill himself again and come back later. But maybe as I don't know where you come back as. I don't know.
Yeah. So, but also pointing out, the components, it does need rare oils and stuff worth 1,000 gold pieces, which is 10,000 rupees. So just like keep that.
I got this.
Yeah, in this campaign, 1 rupee equals 1 silver is the easiest conversion. So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, to just outwardly answer your question, the destruction of iturbe's body would prevent the resurrection of Bongo Bongo.
So, iturbe. Wow, we've been talking a little, business talk with you and killing you, and don't take it personally or anything, but what are your feelings about some of the options we've come up with?
I understand this very morbid, but trying to do thing for your best interest. Not going force anything on you, you know?
It's like, well, I mean, much of my existence has been spent in this state of being where I was not in control of myself, and not alive, but not really quite dead. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like it, not one bit. So if
Well,
I love this man.
what if, iturbe, I found a way to make it so that way, yes, you would have to die, but I could bring you back to life.
I mean, can we do something without the whole dying
And I promise
thing?
you would still be you. But you would still wake up as you, not worrying about Bongo Bongo anymore.
I mean, I feel like I haven't known you long enough to trust you with that.
What if I turned into a bear? Would you trust that?
I
What the
mean,
fuck?
listen, whatever your personal preference is and how you how you consider yourself is
Baldur's Gate 3 seduction roll. Sorry.
I'm making a hairy gay guy joke, but
Fair enough. I think we both are.
yeah, okay. I never actually, I haven't played
I'm just
Baldur's Gate
trying
3.
things out.
Oh, you can fuck a bear.
Yeah.
No. You're fucking a druid who wild shapes into a.
Hey, you're fucking a bear.
Completely
No,
different.
sorry, anyway.
Needless to
Just
say,
in terms of
needless to say, I think we need to go back to Hyrule Castle because I need some books.
Yeah,
I have an
honestly,
idea.
it sounds like that there's. I mean, we got a couple of days, right? We don't need to jump to
Maybe.
rash decisions like killing me. So maybe in
Oh.
the time between now and then, that we can figure out something more agreeable.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Tiny books.
yes. So, again, iturbe, I understand you have just met us, and that it's probably strange to hear anybody talking about things like life, death this way. To be honest, not something that me probably could have thought of some years ago, but in our travels, these things have come to mean different things. These Yiga people we've been talking about, right? Not sure if you if you've, well, we've established the level of familiarity that you have of them. So long time ago in other times, not get into the crunchy bits. So what happened was these Yiga attack my city, Kakariko. They attack my home, and they kill many of my people with hellhounds and magic and monsters. Searching for Triforce of Power, which Impa had mistakenly brought to our town. And indeed, she called upon gods to have it split into pieces to save Kakariko. Well, not save, but prevent further assault and make sure it could not fall into Yiga hands. In process of this Yiga attack, there was a he summons the ghost kid that he saw that had basically the young Yiga, the aspiring one with the and he specifically conjures the illusion to have the tiny Yiga blade in his hand. And then he takes out the tiny Yiga blade that he has used as his skinning weapon for the entirety of the campaign. So it's literally got like 3 years of wear and tear on it, since that day. But but it's like visibly the same blade. And I'm going to detail to him that this particular Yiga child took nothing but glee and pleasure into leading him, and by him I mean Dekun, into leading me back to where he had killed my father. And I made it my mission from that point to see him back to life somehow, someday, no matter the cost. And in that experience, ever since then, people like me, and I think this on some level applies to everyone that I've traveled with as a result of things like that, just don't see it same way that we used to. It's a scary thing. But when you I I bring this up, of course, because I had to justify it to Kakariko culture, who kind of see everything as a return to nature, and then something like this as, even in the best of times, an affront to natural law, and an affront to what should happen. This resurrection business. And as a result of such things happening, I have also been given some perspective on this being a solution or not a solution to any given problem. The thing that I would worry about, iturbe, is we don't want this to be something that is traumatic for you again, because then we might run into the same problem anyway. So if it's not something you want, I want you to know that it's not something we're going to force upon you. It's just something that is, in the grand scheme of things, objectively a possibility. And if you need time to think about that, and it is something that you can bring yourself to think about, then that's fine. But it's not something where we're going to put a pillow over your face someday. It's not like that, because what we're trying to do is help you, and nothing short of it. Because, well, I think you've suffered enough, and I can't help but feel some guilt at my hands for letting you suffer that long, even if it was as Bongo Bongo. My idleness has put a lot of strain on the town that I once loved, and still love, but the town that means everything to me, and the people in it, and what I suppose I should have seen and didn't. Sorry, this is taking a long time. I will stop. I promise this is my final sentence. What I should have seen and I didn't see was that you are part of this town too. And for as long as that is going to go, for as long as you, and that will continue to be the case, you are honorary Kakariko person, and will do anything I can to help you because of that. Anyway, sorry, I'm done.
Well,
Hayes, question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Question for y'all. Do we know what will happen if Bongo Bongo tries to come back and he's not on this plane? Like, can he just chill out in your magical mansion for like a couple weeks and hang out and
That'd be kind of
maybe
funny.
watch a box or something? And Bongo Bongo tries to come back, you won't find him. Oh, that would be better than kill. I mean, iturbe, you seem like a wonderful person. We'd love to kill you again to save your life again, but you don't want that. You could just like hang out here.
Recognizing your intention, unfortunately, if iturbe were to exist on a different plane of existence, he is intrinsically tied to Bongo Bongo, and he would resurrect on whichever plane of existence iturbe currently resides on at that point in time.
So it just popped into my head. That's not going to work. I mean, if we can find a way to get this, phylactery out of you, iturbe. You got suggestions. We could do some library research. Someone mentioned going to the library.
That's true.
And so Zop kind of here's what you said, and he's like, I am not quite sure how to fulfill that request. Can you rephrase the question in a manner in which I could be of assistance?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Well,
What
at this point, like, Zop has been addressed, so he is like actively like taking in the conversation. So like, if like he is not needed, like you can like, you know, basically tell him to go fuck off. But that's kind of like why he doesn't know how to process the information, because like up until now every point has been like specifically addressed to Bongo being like, what has happened here, and if you request additional information, he requests a more specific rephrasing.
Hey, Zop, I don't know who you are. Quite honestly, I don't even know how you got here. But you seem like a well-intentioned little thing. I like you. We want to get this phylactery out of iturbe. Do you have suggestions on how we can do that?
Well, let me first introduce myself. My official name is Model XPZ ZTN, but I am more commonly referred to as Zop, thanks to Ledo. However, in terms of before he goes down that road, I was created by Robbie at the request of Queen Zelda to help with points of historical significance to help this party become more acclimated to the post-Cataclysm environment. As per information regarding removal of phylacteries, the one bit of information that I have significant enough to report is that a destruction of a phylactery may occur when a more powerful force comes into contact with the said phylactery.
Okay. Iturbe, how powerful is your Zelda? Not your Zelda, I'm sorry, your Belle.
My Belle is the bravest woman I have ever known. She is kind and sweet and compassionate, and if that is a measure of power, then she is very powerful.
Good enough for me. Let's go. I don't know. I say we go find Belle, but and I mean, maybe we could like cover iturbe in like oil or something, so if Bongo comes back, it'll be hard for him to like wrap around. It'll be real slippery.
Love it. I'm not trying to be narcissistic here. Does he have any visible reaction to my attempt to bond with him?
Not really.
Don't worry about it.
Honestly, like he still like has a bit of tiredness to him, and a lot of these questions that like you guys have been asking of him have left him feeling very nostalgic for certain. But he is a very I don't know if driven is the appropriate you're getting the impression that he's a very goal-oriented person.
Makes sense. I get that.
Yeah. So as you guys have kind of like been talking and bringing up to speed, you have piqued his interest about a number of things. The size of what has become Hyrule Castle Town, the fact that Impa is still alive. He has mentioned, Bacalon, and he's talked a lot about his past. Like there is kind of a lot that he is mentally processing right now. So yeah, you get the impression that like person to person bonding is not necessarily high on his to-do list.
Understood. Fair enough. I'll save it for next time though. All right. So yeah. Okay. I guess I'll look over the rest of the group and go. Okay. So he nods to stuff and says, "Do you want to go to Lake Hylia?" Okay. What do the rest of you think? Just to make sure. Like, what are the overall thoughts here on what we should do with them? Like outside of the thing with the. I like put my hand over my nose.
I would go to the lake. Just
Okay.
there, it seems like an easy place.
Okay. Ledo,
that
Gully?
wasn't originally our first choice, so yeah, let's head back to
That's
the lake.
true. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
So,
Right.
Lake Hylia, good idea. Then need to go to Castle Town. That way I can find a library.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Yeah. Ludo, would you mind taking us to Lake Hylia for this one?
Yes, I can do that.
Thanks, man.
Like, I do have a tree. Yes, I have a tree. So
Perfect.
I will transport via plants us basically to the tree by the 3 goddess statues, and we'll go from there.
All right. So porting over to Lake Hylia.
Give a quick smooch to Lynette's statue, and then go, okay, do we want to go to the edge of the water or just dive in here and see where we can go? Because I know I'm not going to have a problem with the water, but I don't know about you guys.
And cast, what is it? The water breathing spell. And everyone.
Water breathing spell I cast this morning. Everybody's
Oh, yeah,
got it. It's just the swimming itself. And if something bad goes out under there,
I'm
Prepared for
probably better
fighting type
off
thing.
on the land, if I'm honest with you.
okay?
Hey, fire and water.
Yes.
Also, plate mail and water.
Well, I can go just with the iturbe if you want.
But isn't there something at the bottom of the lake
I think it's her.
that doesn't want us in the water?
Yes, but I think it's actually Belle.
There's something bad that happened to the lake too. I thought like someone said it was corrupted or possessed.
We have to do something. We can't just stare at the water.
I'll go with you. I'll go underwater with you.
Okay, so me, Stuffin, and iturbe.
Stuffin, could you do the Rary's telepathic bond ritual again?
Sure.
So we can all like kind of talk. Thanks, appreciate it. That way we can all like talk to each other, even being underwater and stuff. So we can like coordinate. And if something goes wrong, we can either like get help or all that stuff.
Oh, I know. I want to do something here. I need to find it. Give me a minute. There's something I want to do before we go, but I need to find out my character sheet.
Okay. It's always nice to go for a dip.
Doing the Deku scrub splash thing from Majora's Mask that he can do. The Deku hop. That's as close to a dip as he likes to get, really. He doesn't want to be overwatered.
Yeah, but this is good special water.
While
Okay.
we're waiting for... Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. This is what I want to do. I want to use this ability called Arcane Abeyance. When you cast a spell using a slot of 4th level or lower, you can condense the spell's magic into a gray bead for an hour. And use it to release the spell from within. And I would like to put, I think, Lehman's tiny hut into a bead. And my rationale for this is, if we need to get to a protective space quickly, normally tiny hut takes a minute to cast, but in this way I could do it for single action, and we could get to a safe place.
Okay,
Okay.
so essentially, like, you're casting the spell and holding it, and then when you utilize it, it's already cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready to go.
It's cast and it's already in a bead.
Gotcha. All right. Sounds good.
That I can use.
That's really
Yeah.
smart. Instant diving bell, since it's always, like, hospitable inside the shell. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's leg time.
All right. Okay, so who's going in? And who's staying behind?
Me, iturbe, and Stuffin.
Okay.
I'll stay behind and watch the surface of the lake.
Yep, so was Gully.
Yeah. I will give each of them an inspiration, however.
Thank you.
So all three of them should have one for whatever is about to go down.
All right, you got it. And you know what? Let me make this a little neater. Bang, bang, bang. All right, does that look better? Yeah, it looks a little better. Okay. So, you dive in. At first glance, your first moments in, everything seems fine.
You're going in and out for me.
Oh. Hold on, let me give it a quick second. All right. So, better? I'm guessing no.
Are you there, Puck?
Stuffin?
Yeah. Am I coming through okay still? No.
Or anyone?
Stuffin?
Stuffin?
I
Because
think
I can hear you fine, Puck.
Yeah, so can I.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I think it might be Stuffin that's having a little issue at the moment.
Yeah, I was having some. I went out.
Okay. All right. You're back. All right. Okay. So stuff in a turbe, Ledo, and Gully. Where are you in this?
Gully's up on land.
Chilling at the edge of the lake.
All right. You got it. Okay. So Gully and Dekun are staying up, and everyone else dives back in. So as you start to travel down into a deeper area of the lake, the water gets unusually cold very quickly. And you... Who has dark vision? Does anybody have dark vision?
I do.
Does
I don't think
anybody...
any of us that have gone down do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but you're
I
not in
have,
the water.
Oh, I don't have dark vision, but my body glows and sheds light. Basically, I have like the light spell innately cast in my body.
Okay. Is
But I
it
can-
is it just dim, or is it dim and bright?
It's bright and dim
Okay.
combination. Let's see. Yeah.
All right. So,
How about this? This will fix it. I go up to everybody that's underwater. I take their hands, and I grow a phosphorescent algae on them, so that way at least their arms they can see.
okay.
Oh, cool.
That should help.
I will award that like 5 feet of dim light.
That's fine. That's enough, so that way we can also see each other.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going into the dark.
Gotcha. All right. So, as you go down, the water feels incredibly still, and after a few moments, you start to feel a whooshing around you, almost as if you were being circled by a large fish. Stuffin and Ledo, give me investigation checks.
Ooh, that's
22.
good.
What about you, Stuffin?
Let's see. I just need to find my bonus. Investigation. 25.
25. Okay. So, so at a glance, you realize that it is not a fish, and you, at first glance, you find you notice that it is a humanoid person in a flowing dress, and as the first time that they circle around you, you notice just a pair of incredibly waterlogged feet swimming around you. At this point, do you do anything?
I move towards the iturbe and try and use the algae to light up his face.
Iturbe shows that he is calm. He kind of has that determined stoic personality that has not changed. He does not seem, at this point, he does not seem alarmed by anything that's going on. Like, you have come to the sacred lake, you come with intention because he knows that's where his Belle is, and he feels that this is everything on the right path.
Okay. He's calm. Got it.
All right.
Good.
And then you hear Ledo and Stuffin, you hear a voice inside of your head in a firm female voice saying, "Who dares trespass upon the sacred lake?"
I'm gonna respond. Ledo the hero, Stuffin, and iturbe.
I'm a fairy. I'm a fairy.
Oh.
Oh.
I was just throwing it out of my mind. I'm just like whatever I can put out.
Oh, yeah.
And iturbe, the good looking.
An agitated voice calls back.
I don't know his last name.
Says, you come to my lake to spread lies
Oh no, not a lie. Hey, look at the algae. This is him, the real him.
Iturbe is dead.
Yes and no. He's actually alive right now, and he's right here. Ask him questions. He can answer them.
All right. So the entity stops swimming around you, and the water goes still for a brief moment, and you see, as you turn and look at each other, unsure of what just happened, in a quick moment, Iturbe plummets as if he's being dragged down.
Okay. I'll try and follow him.
Yeah, we're gonna follow.
All right.
Can I cast a spell while we're swimming?
What spell?
I just want to cast Gift of Alacrity. And I would cast it on both of us. It's just if we get into a fight, it gives us a bonus on initiative.
Okay.
Oh, it takes a minute. Never mind. Never mind.
Okay.
That's too long.
All right. Ledo, what is your swim speed?
Let me double check. 60.
Okay. So my question is,
Mm-hmm.
would you go ahead and go ahead of Stuffin chasing Iturbe, or would you assist Iturbe, or would you assist Stuffin to help swim down together, essentially slowing you down?
Do the rational thing or not? I would do the irrational thing. I would swim ahead.
All right, swimming ahead, you're able to travel down with a swim speed of 60 feet. I would say that you are able to keep relative pace as you watch Iturbe's bioluminescence sink down. And
in my head, I would just say to Stuffin, I'm going on ahead to make sure everything's okay. I don't want to lose track of him. Just follow the bubbles or the glow.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I'll be along in a little while.
all
I
right.
understand.
So Stuffin continues to plummet, but falls behind, traveling at roughly 25% the speed of Ledo. Yeah. So, eventually, you notice that the bioluminescence of Iturbe stops descending, and you start to gather that they have reached the bottom of Lake Hylia.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
I will stop about 5 feet behind him just in case. Or he's in reach, but he's not that far away either.
Okay. So you can continue. So you are hearing this conversation. Both Stuffin and Ledo are hearing this conversation, meaning that her getting the grasp that her telepathic ability is not a targeted ability. It is more of an area ability. She cannot control who she talks to in this manner. So you're witnessing this conversation. And you hear the words. You look just like him. You can't be him. You were taken. I heard your message. I ended everything because nothing was worth living after you had gone, so you can't be him. And he says, it is me. It really, I promise you. What can I do to prove to you that I'm here? She looks at him and says in a very cold voice, you hear one word uttered. She says, die. And with that, iturbe removes the water-breathing spell from himself, considering himself no longer a willing target
Does
for
he
the
dispel
spell.
it? Okay.
I am narrating what you witness.
Okay.
And you start to see air bubbles coming up from iturbe. You start to see him struggle, and as he begins to float while he's struggling, he reaches out and he grabs Belle by the wrists. Until he stops moving. And then he lets go and his body starts to float. And the moment this happens, she grabs him and flies past you. Stuffin, you just see a flash of bioluminescence just jetting up towards the top of the water. Dekun and Gully, you see this massive explosion of water as they break through the surface of the lake. And she sprawls out his body.
Googly moogly, what's that?
She says, Save him.
CPR,
Please.
gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Medicine
All right.
check.
All right. Can I take one action to give myself enhanced ability on my medicine check?
The action would only take 6 seconds.
Is that a yes or no?
Yes.
He's only got 9 seconds to live, man.
Yes, you
Okay.
can.
Fuck. 13.
13. Okay. So in that you are aware that CPR is going to be the best method of saving him. Give me
What about healing word?
it could bring his HP back, but he is drowning.
Yeah, he is suffocating. There's a different rule set for that.
Yeah.
He has actually it's like a number of minutes equal to his constitution modifier or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
like
we're operating on a couple minutes. Like
yeah.
If it goes in a bad way, I'll narrate as it progresses. But yeah.
Appreciate it.
So you see,
it can hold its breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus con mod. So,
by the way, the what he has physically described Belle as is not what you are seeing before you. You are seeing, as I've narrated it, but
Can you describe me what I do see?
Yes, because
sorry.
The only time that Belle has been seen up in this campaign thus far is when she had her run-in with a fiend. So I'm going to reiterate what that was, and what you see is a very pale, waterlogged, like zombified type of person. Her hair is thin, stringy, and wet. Her hands, like her fingers, are like gaunt and elongated. And she is wearing literally nothing but this dress that Ledo and Stuffin have seen her swimming around in. And she is she's just not what iturbe has described. But and she is wearing a necklace. That too you witness.
Okay. Gully, are you any good at medicine?
Not really.
All right. So I'm gonna, if it's all right with you guys, I'm gonna take the risk factor out of this, and I'm going to I'm gonna hold my hand over his chest. He's like specifically drowning, right? He's not any other kind of suffocating.
Yeah, that's it. Just lungs completely filled with water. Like no other notable signs of anything.
Okay, so I just I look at her and realizing that I'm not physically strong enough to administer CPR, even if I could get through his like leather armor and stuff. I'm gonna look at her and I'm gonna say, and basically just this like, as my like verbal component for drawing forth the spell, just this deep emotional energy in Dekun is like, in another life you saved a close friend. There's nothing I won't do for you. And I'm gonna use my wish to cast water breathing on him again. So that he can just like spit it out completely harmlessly.
Yes.
Question: do you know what I'm referencing?
Honestly, no. Refresh me.
I'm assuming that she is the deity-like figure that saved Rico when he fell to the bottom of the ocean. So that's what. So he's like, listen, like you may not know what you've done for me, but you've done a lot, and then I owe you a friend's life. Here's a friend's life for a friend's life, And it's just like because of that like emotional like pull, it brings forth his like wish more than just a willy nilly thing.
Yes. I'm not I'm not even going. God, you remember shit better than I do because yes, that was actually her inception. Um, So yes, she does not grasp the statement, but you are correct in that assumption. Where she was the spirit of the lake that that Rico
She-
came in contact with. And we will get to that explanation at another time. But yes,
Next week on the chat session,
yes. So
come visit us and we'll explain who Rico is.
that's going to be a good thing to talk about. But yes, so you see his eyes open. He takes a few breaths before turning over and coughing out the water that has invaded his lungs. Stuffin, as you were not as deep as Ledo, I will say that the distance that you had to travel back up was far less than him, so you two will ascend at pretty much the same time. And I said that you get up just as you can kind of see this, everyone, including Belle, gathering around iturbe. And again, as iturbe looks at her, he does not even seem frightened. He for all of how she looks, he recognizes her, and he is not remotely put off by what has happened to her. And she takes her cold, bony hand, caressing the side of his face, says, "That is twice now that you have died for me." And she takes off the necklace and puts it in his hand. It says, "I knew you'd be back." And on the beaches of the sacred lake, Belle and iturbe have their long-awaited reunion.
Let's get it on.
So, how is everyone taking this in?
I look at iturbe and go, we had offered to possibly kill you later on. Just remember that next time. You don't have to kill yourself. Anybody can do it.
And he looks at Ledo and he says, "Killing something is very different than finding something worth dying for."
Oh no, I totally understand that. But if you're gonna be dumb, let someone else be dumb too.
He says, "It wasn't dumb. It was trust."
Yeah, it was. You stopped breathing. You were going to die. And then, just by chance, my friends were able to bring you back. What if we couldn't have brought you back? Then you'd be dead, and then you'd be mad at us, and then we'd have to wait for you to come back. And what happens if you come back the same time as Bongo Bongo? You ever think about that? No, you didn't. Remember that.
I suppose I didn't think of it to that extent, but had I died, as long as my Belle is okay, then I would come back. And if my Belle
Yes,
was
we
not,
know that.
if my Belle was not okay, I would not want to come back.
Mhm. So now what do we do? Since, now you have your Belle, but I think she's stuck in the lake, and you can't cast water breathing every day. So how does this work now?
If only there were a particular spell that could, take someone who may have untimely passed on and turn them into a different race that perhaps can breathe water and swim. I wonder if there's anything like that out there. Sorry, I'm just being a dickhead.
There is, but it costs a lot of money.
I know, I am just being a asshole. I'm sorry. I just had to, I had to ruin the moment.
So,
Plus, they're both still kind of alive.
yes.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, apparently she can exist on land anymore. I imagine, honestly, Dekun kind of also doesn't have the fear of her, appearance or anything. The undead stuff, just because it's, reasons, as I previously stated, she saved Rico in a past life and all that, so... Yeah, it's kind of not really afraid or anything. So, so to that end, I suppose you just chime in, well, miss, it looks like, if you can kind of stay on land a little bit, I mean, you guys can still talk and stuff. Maybe just be like a mermaid or something, like in those stories where the mermaid gets legs and they talk to each other.
I'm pretty sure that story is made up about someone who is actually Zora.
Oh, are mermaids
Sorry.
not real?
Not that I've ever seen, and I've been into water my whole life.
Oh. Guess that's what I get for growing up in the forest.
But mercats are real.
True, and that's all we need. That's all we need.
Anywho, iturbe, a moment of your time over here. Step away from everybody.
And he kind of takes a moment to get up with his newfound lease on life. He takes a walk
So I
with you.
bring him over. Takes a walk. So we walk across the bridge away from the island, and I'm like, okay, listen. And I put an arm on his shoulder. Like, literally, he's in front of me. I squat down to his level, put an arm on his shoulder. So I have this girl that I like, and since you're really good at this stuff, maybe you can give me some ideas about it. Since my last girlfriend, I point over my shoulder, kind of died. I was wondering about this new girl, how I should, attract her, since the fact that, you seem to have a girl who would wait like years to see you. So you need to pass on some knowledge so that way I can, find love too. Plus, you're older than me.
As well.
I don't plan on dying, by the way. Maybe if she tells me that, I might, possibly, but I can't really drown.
Well, let me
Oh,
ask you.
fish thing.
I may not know many things, but I do know an important question that I can ask.
Okay.
How many?
I'll tell you, I've only known her for 4 hours.
Well, I guess the best advice that I can give to you would be that nobody can tell you that you're not in love. Nobody can tell you how you feel. And if you truly do love this person, then not time, nor space, nor even death itself can keep you from them.
Okay. Good advice. Now, go back, get your lady, and figure out what you're going to do next. And I push him past me and slap him on the butt to move.
All right. So he. So you guys go back and rejoin the party.
Can oh, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna ask if I could be like playing the song of healing for the spirit. That's all. While they're talking, you know,
Okay.
because we're like doing something else. I have a few moments.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Sounds absolutely good. Yeah. So Ledo and iturbe come back, and so that there is this kind of like lingering uncertainty where iturbe and Belle have once again found each other, but what to do with this? You know, Belle has spent so many years being essentially trapped in this lake. Leaving the lake was honestly not even a thought in her head. You know, this place was much like, you know, Bongo Bongo was to iturbe. That this lake was something that she had accepted was her fate and where she was going to be. But now, kind of the question looming in the air is she bound to this lake? And in fact, iturbe almost immediately poses this question to her, and he says, like, how do we leave this place? And she says, with absolute uncertainty. And for the first time, you see a puzzled look cross iturbe's face. She reaches out to him and she grabs the necklace, the amulet that she gave him. And she says, for so long, this is all that I ever had. This is all I think that I would ever have of you. And I have held it so tightly that the thought of letting it go had never crossed my mind. But I have you now. We have each other once again. And I no longer need this. And she snaps it in half with her bare hands. As she breaks the amulet in half, it slowly turns into a white luminescent dust as the dust particles slowly fall to the ground. And as you look back up from the ground, you see that Belle has been completely restored. And let me see.
Oh.
And let me.
So,
Uh-huh.
party, everybody but iturbe and Belle, I need a moment with you. Just a quick huddle.
Okay. I will try to do so subtly. I mean.
Okay. So, I have an inkling that when she broke that was the actual phylactery.
Her phylactery?
Well,
Yeah, it was definitely hers.
hers. So she's okay now. So now we have to figure out what iturbe's is for her. Is it her herself?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe she touches him and it makes everything better, right? If she's a powerful being.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Or we can kill him.
you can ask
Maybe we
him.
probably better not do that. I think that might not go over well.
Anybody have like detect magic to like check to see if she's now not magical, or if he's magical but there's a bigger magic thing on him that we have to like get him to destroy.
I can detect magic.
Please.
I'll do that. Yeah. So I'm going to cast detect magic.
Okay. Before I go
Let
into
me cast detect true love.
before I go into detect magic, is there other stuff that you guys want to, kind of like? I don't want to like interrupt the conversation.
Oh,
So-
I think I'm good. I'm just waiting to see what happens next.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
You
you cast detect magic.
you in this world have to be okay. Do you have to be undead in order to have a phylactery? I mean, I guess not, right?
Well, hold on.
I don't know.
Hold on, I got that cough coming from earlier. Got it. Okay. So, in a matter of speaking, at one point or another, they have all been undead.
Okay.
So, yeah, to just kind of like simplify the explanation, the creation of the phylactery happened while they were all in their undead state. And, yeah, I'll leave it at that for now to address that. Okay. Any other questions before I go into detect magic?
No.
No, I don't think I have it.
Okay. So, since we haven't cast this in a while, detect magic. For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn the school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of dirt. So, being that we are at the water line, of the lake. I will narrate from there. So the first and most obvious thing that pings on the detect magic is the lake itself. The lake itself is just kind of like as a whole illuminating that nothing that you didn't know that it's already because it has been referred to multiple times as a sacred lake. So there are certain magical properties within this magical lake. But I think you're thinking more along the lines of the of Belle and iturbe. So
Yes.
The only magic that they are both exuding is their phylactery magic. Yeah, and yeah, so there is no other kind of, unless I don't think I'm missing anything, but if you have any questions that I can elaborate on, I can do.
It doesn't look like he's her phylactery also or anything like that, does it?
No, he is I'm not entirely sure like what, like if that would come out in the detect magic spell, but either way, I'll narrate just to solidify that she is still his phylactery, but he is still Bongo Bongo's phylactery. So
is the magic coming from somewhere specific on their body, or is it just their whole body?
it is their whole body, themselves.
Okay.
Actually,
I don't know how to make them not phylacteries of each other.
maybe
Well,
it's
I
not
do,
yours to
but
do.
that would mean the sword.
We have not tried the sword. Let me see. Checking if there's anything else that is. I'm specifically seeing if there's anything on iturbe that would ping on a detect magic spell.
Mm.
Like any like personal items. Is that? Yes, he has a longsword that is pinging. He has a magical longsword.
I'm surprised he has any weapons after being inside of Bongo Bongo.
It's magic.
Mhm. I look at the two of them. They're a happy couple. Now, how do we make sure they stay a happy couple?
Huh. So, it's not underwater, but I could invite them to live in Kakariko. It's kind of like the furthest place from underwater, if you think about it. And he doesn't really have to worry about, like, the big city encroaching on Sheikah territory. Doesn't have to worry about the heat, or swimming all the time, or the heat worse with sandworms. I feel like Kakariko could be a pretty good place for them. It's got everything you want,
It has a chasm that the other part of him hated. Maybe he hates it too.
Oh, sure, I didn't think about that. Yeah, he's probably fucked up, Kakariko. Yeah, fair enough. Scratch that then.
How do you feel about Zoras? Actually, no. We're gonna stay away from one. How do you feel about Gorons?
How do you like the heat?
Well, from my experience, Gorons are brave, and they are a brave and valiant race of fighters.
Oh yeah.
And any Gorons that may or may not have had issues with me in the past, I'm sure.
They're probably dead by now.
Probably.
You get a fresh start.
Nice.
Or we take you to the Rito.
Hey, yes.
You know what? We'll let you decide. We'll have boyfriend girlfriend time, and then we'll come up with other ideas.
And they're like, well, if it's all the same, we've now both found ourselves in a time and area that we are not very familiar with, and the four of you have proven yourselves to be very capable. And iturbe says, I once had a group of 4 friends that very much reminds me of the 4 of you.
Oh no.
So, if it is all the same and we are not too much of a burden, perhaps we could make ourselves
Travel with us.
useful as we do travel with you for a bit. You know, just until we familiarize ourselves.
Hey,
You're
works for
perfectly
me.
fine. It's 100 rupees a day. You pay for meals. No, that's a joke. Sorry.
And he kind of like pats his armor, and he's like, fresh out. Sorry.
We'll have to work on a compassion basis. If we feel that you should eat, you shall eat. If you feel that you should rest, we'll make sure you rest. Again, all lies and stuff like that, I can't do that well. But yeah, I'm okay with everybody coming with us. What about you, Gully?
Oh, anybody got some beef jerky?
Yes. I
I
hand
think
him
we
some
s-
beef jerky. I always carry pocket jerky. I don't
Oh.
eat it. I usually feed it
Wait,
to
did you just
Chicken.
ask a serious question? Oh shit.
Yes. Are they okay to come with us?
Yes, of course.
And heck, iturbe might know how to make jerky. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm completely. Yeah, absolutely.
Stuffin, your choice.
They don't have any jerky stuff in.
Bring
But
them
we got
along.
it. We can make some.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Oh wait,
We
Stuffin,
can-
do you have some jerky?
Do I have jerky? He just starts pulling food out of his pockets.
Oh,
And, like, he just keeps
Stuffin,
pulling.
my
There's, like,
man.
the fish skeleton in there at some point that he finds. And is like, no jerky, sorry. But you can have any of this other stuff.
Pocket sand.
He kind of starts picking through, and he sees a couple of things. He tosses the fish bones away.
Can I have Chimkin kind of sneak up by him and just like she always carries rations of like beef jerky that she eats.
She does.
Like it used to be a thing. She would grab it from monsters and stuff. She would make like all kinds of monster jerky. That's what I always used her investigation rolls for. So she has some that she can give you fish. Like you just see that like you're like, hey, beef jerky, and you just see Chimkin like sidle up to you, and just like using her beak, she just like places some like over your shoulder, like into your hands, like when you least expect it.
Chimkin, how sweet of you.
Thanks,
she girl. You're a good girl. Thank you.
Aw. She sits down and like she's still like basically your height, but she like holds her head down to be like patted. She appreciates it.
And he proceeds to pat the head.
Nice.
Chimkin loves the head pats.
You're such a good girl,
Yes.
Chimkin. Thank you. Oh.
She seems very happy. You can see like a little Chimkin heart meter has raised up.
So, next place I really wanted to go was Castle Town. Do we still want to do that or something else?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That works for me.
I need to expand my mind with books.
All right.
Need
Castle
to
Town it
read.
is. I'm cool with that.
All right.
So how
Yeah,
are we
that's fine.
traveling to Castle Town?
Hand in hand, we're gonna skip as we walk down the Yellow Brick Road.
I love it.
So I think getting Dekun and go tree stride or a plant. Or a plant, or do you want to teleport us there?
Huh. Hey, I'm trying to think if we want to make the impression of appearing in the town fountain again. I might ask you for tree stride if that's okay.
Okay. Travel via plants it is. So we are going back to Cedos.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
All right.
So I'll have us come out the side of Leo's, not just so that way it looks like we came around on the outside of Cedos instead of, just popping up inside or downstairs.
Perfect.
Sounds good. All right. So to Cedos we go, and
Yep.
We could probably maybe that's what we'll do next week. We'll make Cedos. But until then, let's Hyrule Castle Town and bring it
Ooh, that sounds
Cedos
fun.
is beautiful already.
True. We have the line work.
All right. So let us.
So I know, Iturbe, I know, Belle, this is going to be weird for you. But welcome to Castle Town. This is what used to be just, I guess, in your time, not here, but it is now. And we just came out of the grass over there, or the, hanging vines. This is my place. This is Cedos. Next door is Dekun's place. If you need anything specifically, let us know. There's a great place for soup. And a place with a buffet. But I'm going to take my leave from you guys because I have some studying I need to do. So I need to find a bookstore or a library.
All right.
But I still go to the front door, poke my head in and go, Cleo, how's everything going? Good? Okay, I'll be back.
Hold on, I'm trying to get everything. What's like? So do you wait around for a response?
Nope. I just literally stuck my head in, said that, and left.
Gotcha. All right. Sounds good. And all right. So off to find a bookstore or a library. You know what?
Or library. I'm hoping for a library more than bookstore.
You know what? We really haven't.
But you can do me. You can let the other people do their things first, because mine's going to be just boring and hopefully real quick.
All right. My mouse is acting funny.
Is there anything like a wizard's college or something in the town?
Good
You know what?
question. We've never asked.
We this has never come up. So, you know what? Since it's never come up, you know where there is a library?
Oh, don't you dare.
Yeah.
You really are going to do this? I want to go in the rich person area. But fine.
In the southern area of town. So I would say you ask around for a bit before receiving the answer. But yes, ultimately, the southern area of town is where a library would be. Let's see.
Fine.
All right. There we go. That looks better. Okay, so, so for the time being, we'll just.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I was gonna say, hey, Stuffin, vibe check. How do you feel about pranks and hilarious comedy jokes?
Yeah, I'm all in favor.
Okay.
I've learned from, well, they call it FR, fairy resources, that sometimes there's certain people you don't want to pull pranks on, because it can get you in trouble, especially if it's perceived as like making fun of, I don't know,
No,
someone's looks.
we understand, definitely. So, the south part of town, very hoity-toity, snooty people. So, they basically there was this servant who in pre-Cataclysm was a friend of mine, and they killed him, and I don't know how to retaliate against that because they are rich and powerful and backed by the bank. But so I struck out in the only way that I knew how, which is the way that he would have wanted. I said, "This one was for you, Thud Butt," and then I Mirage Arcaned the entire part of town to smell vaguely of fart for 10 days.
But we have to go there now, huh?
Yeah,
That's
that's the flaw in it.
I want to smell farts.
But you don't have to go there. Only Ledo has to go there.
I don't want to smell Ledo smelling like farts for the next 10 days.
I bathe. A whole pond to bathe in. Get rid of the smell.
Has it even been 10 days since we left Goron Village? Like how many days have we been adventuring?
I think it has been.
Or
a bunch, but I don't think it's been 10 days.
Because I did this
I think we're at like 6 or 7 max.
Yeah, like outside of Goron Village, I waited 10 days for them to have 10 days for their stuff to be together. I thought, but because I remember asking that question because I didn't want to like cut the Goron's time short with the Mirage Arcane with the houses and stuff. But like since then, like, is it still like going for the rich?
Are we talking about Goron
Like,
Village or down
last
here?
time I had down here.
Okay.
Do you remember what I'm talking?
Yes. 100%.
About Puck?
Yeah, it was absolutely epic. Absolutely. So you know what?
All right, fair enough.
For the sake of not counting long rests, I would say the thing you did in Goron Village came before the thing down in the southern part of town, right?
Yeah, but like a significant portion.
Okay.
It was basically like a plot arc beforehand.
Okay, so the way that I will narrate this is that when you go into the southern area of town, it looks, as you remember it, but there's certain signs posted that, like, you don't detect a smell, but it has been, I will say marginally more than 10 days. And so there are like warning and safety signs saying that there is a potential, there was a methane pocket leak somewhere, and that anybody in the southern area of town should boil their water and be careful about lighting any matches.
I love it. Thank you. That makes me very happy. Oh, that makes me so happy. I remember I remember one of the days like Zelda was getting like chewed out for this. Fuckers. Gotcha.
I am loving the callbacks this episode. I really truly am.
Yeah, this has been very nostalgic for me. I think I needed this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fuck
Thank you for
yeah.
all for coming on this trip with me.
Like, remember that thing that we did? Sometimes you were there, sometimes you weren't. Sometimes maybe yes, sometimes maybe good. Yeah. So you go into the southern area of town. Quick question. I know Ledo was going down there, but is everybody heading down there? Are people kind of like splitting up? Like, what's the general consensus of the group?
Ledo, do you mind if I tag along with you since you're going to the library? Maybe we could do some reading for an hour.
That's what I was actually going to mention if you wanted to come.
Yeah, I'd like
Yes.
to tag along with you if you don't mind.
Okay.
Especially because
sure.
I know what you're looking for, and I want to see if I can help you find it too.
Okay.
And get that reading practice then.
Yeah,
Yes.
can Stuffin go to the library too?
Absolutely.
Sure.
So, and then that leaves Gully, and then it will narrate iturbe and Belle. So, Gully, what are you doing?
Hey, wait!
going-
You guys
Go to
gonna
the
leave
buffet
me
and
out of
bring the
this?
friends.
I don't have anyone.
You gotta-
I don't have anyone to take to the buffet with me. I guess I'm going to the library too.
Sure you do. You have a iturbe and Belle. They haven't had food for years.
Learning is
You know
half
what?
the
They
meal.
probably
Wait.
need some alone time. Hint, hint. Hey,
They
I'll let
also
you
have
guys
no
do
money.
your thing.
But Gully, they don't have any money to go anywhere.
Here, I'll give them some money. There's an inn upstairs above this restaurant across the walkway here. Here you go.
All right. How many rupees do you give them?
I don't remember the going rate for a room.
I think a room is 10.
I've got more than enough rupees for that. So yeah, I will give them enough for a room and food.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So say.
And he'll just go on a walkabout around town then, since he's not wanted at the library.
You can
Gully,
come to the library.
Come to the library. Come on.
Nope,
Just I
it's
have
okay.
a mission. Fine. Then don't come to the library because we didn't want you to come anyway.
I know you didn't. That's all right. I still love you anyway.
Thank you. We love you
Come on,
too.
Gully. You can learn new things about being sage. It'll be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I need to go spread the good word anyway. I need more people at the temple to worship me.
Sounds like somebody's turning evil.
Starting
love
my
it.
cult.
I need this arc. I need this arc.
I have a whole forest worth of Gorons there. You could use them. You want to start here in Castle Town, where nobody goes to the Goron village.
Once they hear the good word, they'll want to start
Oh, yeah.
pilgrimages.
Well, if you become a deity like me, let me know.
Like you.
I have a whole pond that people worship me.
It's true.
That's a travel
It's technically
location.
true. Oh, I love that callback.
Yeah.
Yes, I will definitely take a page out of your book, Ledo.
I will also take a page out of his book and read it.
Yes, to the
I
library you
can do
guys
that.
go.
Let's go.
All right.
We'll meet up with you in like 4 hours, Gully, at Cedos, if that sounds good.
4 hours. Okay, yeah, that's enough time to pass out flyers and get some followers going. Yeah.
Man,
Okay.
I kind of want to help Gully's cult more than I want to read.
You can do whatever. I'm going to take whoever wants to come with me. If you don't want to come with me, I have cards and stuff that I can bring back and still teach you later.
Fair. I'd appreciate that.
Me and stuff
If
in
you don't
there.
mind, Gully. Are you okay with that, Gully? I really want to see your cult grow in power. Also, sorry if this gets us copyright struck, but like, oh man, never mind. I'm gonna wait.
All right. So.
Okay.
So wait. Okay. Belle and iturbe are going for some alone time. They're gonna go have a date, right?
Yeah, they're gonna head over towards the end.
Nice. Okay, there we go.
There we
That's
go.
all.
It was
Enjoy your copyright strike, Buck.
No, I think it's okay if it's less than 15
Too
seconds.
short.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
too short.
perfect.
So we good. We good. No,
Excellent.
no strike. I mean,
Sorry.
unless they want to, in which case, like, you know, they'll do what they want to do anyway.
Yeah, true.
Listen, we've gotten, like, I don't know if you guys know, like, what you guys see on your end, but we have gotten copyright claims on the YouTube uploads. And
Really?
yeah, but the funny thing is, the music that we've gotten copyright claims from is specifically the songs that we've gotten from a DRM-free website.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
it's
What
kind
the
of
F?
fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like some people being like douchebags, or if it's like I read once a long time ago that if it's like classical music, it has literally like the algorithm allegedly can't tell whether or not it's being performed by a source that is like free, fair use or not.
Yeah.
So it just like always decides that, oh, okay, we hear this classical music, we gotta shut it down.
Exactly.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
so,
just
like,
something I heard, but I don't know if that's like what the case is.
it's very
Kind
possible.
of fucked up.
I mean, the copyright claims that we get aren't technically strikes. Like, they just tell you that, like,
Mhm.
we're acknowledging that this is copywritten music, but it is allowable copywritten music, so you guys can do whatever you want. And I was
Oh.
like, all right, so I'm not.
Wow,
Like, it's just weird, but you know, what are
that
you
is
gonna do?
weird. That's somehow even weirder than it being some dickhead claiming copyright. That's so weird.
I know. I mean, if it was somebody doing a copyright claim against me, like, I would actually feel better because I was like, oh, that means that they saw the stuff.
That's true. They're paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But no, it's just some stupid freaking bot being, hey, this sounds familiar. Let me, just let me just give him a wag of the finger. So, like, all right. But yeah. So, okay. So, Ledo is going to read. Dekun is going
That's
to
cool.
learn how to read, and
No, I'm going with Gully.
No,
I'm
he's going with Gully.
gonna. Yeah, I want to preach to this cult.
oh, okay, that's right. Stuffin, what are you doing again?
I'm going to the library. I'm really just, as much as anything, curious to see if there's any information that can be found about how to remove this phylactery from iturbe or something like that, like to help him.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and Gully, yep, Gully and Dekun. Okay, so and then we have iturbe and Belle going to the Hyrule Castle Town Inn. All right, so you know what? Let's take this one thing at a time. Let's start with Stuffin. Oh, you know what?
Mhm.
Yeah. Wait. I'm fucking brain fart. Stuffin's going with Ledo to the library.
Yes.
Okay.
The library, yep.
All right. So Stuffin and Ledo head to the library. And what kind of text are you guys looking for?
Stuffin, I'll let you go first since I have a bunch.
Is there a book on just like the Dummy's Guide to Phylacteries?
Okay, so you go
I
in
don't know.
and you start like perusing the books, and you start to Ooh. Okay, so you start to look around, and you start to get the impression that these books are very specifically curated, almost to the point that this library seems like a front. There aren't a whole lot of books on any type of arcana, and the books that you do find, from personal experience, you would know that they're kind of bullshit, to put it bluntly. Like they are the books that you find, you kind of like peruse them a bit, and you realize that the people who wrote the books that they are keeping in this library are the person doesn't know what they're talking about. You know, they're essentially like, what would be a good comparison?
Bodega?
They're like the David Blaine of our kind of know-how. Like, it's a lot of show and flash, but not a lot of substance to it. And I'm gonna pause that for a moment, and I'm gonna come back to it though. I'm not done with that. But I think that this may tie into what Ledo's doing, so I'm going to say, Ledo, what are you doing?
I am specifically looking for books on monsters, holy beings, and large animals.
You're really gonna make me make this joke, aren't you? All right. Yep. Doing it. So again, like you find a couple of standardized books, things like general wildlife, things like that. You find an alphabet book, and the book is titled A for Iguana. which is like, yeah, see.
Thank you.
And so at this time, like, you Ledo and Stuffin are kind of like looking through things, and probably getting becoming a little bit visibly frustrated. And so somebody kind of like approaches both of you. And he has I don't think you guys are necessarily like together, but he has a very similar conversation with both of you. And it starts off with him coming up and being like, "Hey, so you coming in with your friend? You guys seem to be looking for something a little specific."
Yes.
So at that point, what do both of you say?
I go, yep. Looking for something specific.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm not really finding a whole lot of what I'm looking for so far.
So he's like, yeah. What specific stuff are you looking for? And what do both of you say?
Monsters, holy beings, and large animals.
All right. And Stuffin, what do you tell him?
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of trying to figure out sort of like how to destroy a phylactery, or remove a phylactery from an object. Because, that object is kind of valuable, potentially valuable, so.
And he has like a small chuckle to himself and says to you guys, like, well, I could tell you right off the bat, you're not going to find it in this part of the library. You need to go to the special area of the library.
Okay. And they'll have all the stuff I'm looking for?
Well, they have special books that they don't put out for the general population.
Oh, good, because I am a hero, and I am not part of the general population.
A hero? Well,
yes.
I knew that there was something special about you. I noticed it right when you came in.
Is it the elegance, the grace, or the massive muscles?
Yes. Yes, all of that you just said, yes.
I wasn't trying to show off, but sometimes it happens.
And okay, so when he turns and says that to Stuffin, and he's like, would you like me to take you to the section of the library that is for more specialized interests?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. Walk this way. And he puts his arms up and he bends his legs at a 45-degree angle and proceeds to crab walk across the library.
Okay.
And so I was thinking, he has this conversation with both of you. I would say like Stuffin first, and then like, well, he has the conversation with Ledo, and then he comes back to Stuffin and has that, and then Ledo, you see him crab walking across the library. Stuffin, are you crab walking as well?
He's gonna try it. Yeah. If it looks awkward, he'll give it up if he can't keep up.
Okay.
Guy.
So Ledo, you see this mysterious stranger and Stuffin crab walking across the library, and he momentarily pauses and says, "Walk this way," and proceeds to crab walk further down the library. What do you do?
What does Ledo do? Ledo just walk normally, because he can crab walk anytime he can. And I'll just follow him. Just long strides.
Okay. So as you follow behind Stuffin and the mysterious stranger, they start to approach a bookshelf. And the mysterious stranger, right before, like, as he's about to like run into the bookshelf, he simply passes through it. And Stuffin simply passes through it. And you walk up to the bookshelf.
I stop before it, and I try and touch it to see if it's actually just this spot, or like to the left or to the right. There's more of it.
Oh no, the whole bookshelf is solid.
Okay. It's solid.
Completely solid.
So I try to walk through then.
It's solid.
I will try to crab walk through it.
So you kind of like let out this exasperated sigh and bend your knees and put your hands up.
It's a very far bend being 8 foot tall, so it's...
Well, it works because you pass through the bookshelf.
So, Arcana, what spell is this? It's like... There's like a spell out there that's like, protect with crab
There's
walk.
Hallucinatory terrain that can do kind of the same thing, but it doesn't stop people from just walking.
Are you actively...
Instead of like arcane lock, it's like arcane crab walk.
Are you asking him what the spell was?
No, I want to do like... I'm just going to do this myself. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Can you ask what
I'll roll
the
a
spell
d20
is?
and see what happens.
Can you ask?
I'll ask him.
Okay, so Ledo asks, and he says, "Oh, that's a special, unique spell. I call it the Dance Macabre."
How long did you work to come up with that? Okay.
Ledo, at this
I would
point,
see. I mean,
even
this
being
game will give
Ledo,
you inspiration for that.
I'm just Ledo's shaking his head, just like even at that, he's like, I have better pranks and better names than those.
Well, so anyways, you find yourself in a very musky, dusty.
You're fucked, guys. He knows Crab Maga. He's gonna kick your ass. Sorry.
Yes.
Turn into an earth elemental and destroy everything.
So, just like the smell of old leather-bound books and aged paper just fill your nostrils as you take in the room, that is dimly lit by a number of hanging oil lanterns.
It smells the same as Bradford's room, so it's okay.
It kind of does. A little bit like more aged, but not too different. And yeah, so in the room you see that there are a number of large, I want to say not stacks of books, like bookshelves, and you notice that there are there's like a number of desks and tables, and there are a few people in this room that are very enveloped in whatever they are reading. So,
Okay.
and he's like, so, as you said, you're looking for similar but different titles. So, he goes, for you, my little fairy friend, I will take you over to this section here. You will find a number of books pertaining to information on phylacteries, and you, my tall, slender friend, I will take you over to this section, and I'll point to that those other two sections over there are things that you also might want to check out as well. But this right here is the section specifically on unique monsters and any potential information that you might find therein. Feel
Okay.
free to take any books you want. They cannot leave this room, but feel free to either stand and read, or take a table, or one of those desks over there, and just take your time. Take your time. There's no rush for anything.
We have a time limit, so don't worry about it. You can only be here for like 3.5 hours.
Oh, okay. Well, it will be 3.5 hours well spent.
Okay. Thank you,
What is
sir.
this guy's name, by the way? Did he tell us?
He did not.
Hey, thanks, buddy. What's your name? What do we call you?
A pleasure to meet you. And he just kind of like walks away, and then he takes the crab walking position and scuttles back out of the bookcase in which you guys found yourselves in.
And he's leaving. I'll be like, it was a pleasure to meet you. A pleasure to meet you. And then like, Leo, that was his name, right? A pleasure to meet you. I mean, that's
I actually don't know. I didn't really ask. I should have, but
dude. Okay.
So we are going to put a pin in this for the moment while you guys take a look through these old books and things like that, and we are going to go to Dekun and Gully. So, where do you guys head first? Trying to spread the word of Gully the Fire Sage. Where do you guys head to first? What area of town?
Oh.
What else?
Hello, the poor section of town.
Well, that is relative. In fact, since there's no slums, pretty much the main section of town would be considered the less affluent area.
Okay, that's where we're going to, the less affluent
Okay,
area.
sounds good. All right, so
Find some believers.
all right, you know what? Actually, let me take a look at the old map, because I think that there is a section of town in which is not heavily used. No, you guys all pretty much spread out. So we have Stuffin starting a jewelry shop, right? Like that was something that
Last
we...
time we heard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going on.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I'm just like picking out an area in town. You know what? All are pretty much equally occupied. So I will ask. I'll point out in the northwestern area of town, you have the kitchen and the soup kitchen and the inn, as well as one burned down building. In the north,
Which Ledo owns.
you own it.
Burned down building, and there's a second building in the lower class area where our shops are that I have put money on. So they can use either of those.
Okay. All right. So the northeastern part of the town is the shops. The newly. That's where Stuffin shop is. But there are two other buildings that are uninhabited. In the southeastern part, we have Cito's, we have a general store, and we also have one vacant building. And in the northwestern part, we have Dekun's Armory and I believe two uninhabited buildings. And let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna roll a d6 and see which is the worst off. Four. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so the area. If you take a moment, you'll find that in the area of Hyrule Castle Town, where the quadrant that Cito's is in, one of the buildings is inhabited by what appears to be a small colony of squatters. Okay, so that is all pertinent information.
Colony.
Yeah, like I refer to it as a colony, being like it's more people than would be like a nuclear family.
Okay.
And
so we notice this as we're walking around town.
Yeah, like looking for an area to start to, like if you're specifically looking for an area that has the most downtrodden population, it would probably be that building. You could investigate other buildings, but given the time frame that you just kind of like...
Well, I don't want to be going in buildings. I want to be like, out on the streets talking to people.
Well, there's always... I mean, you can go anywhere.
So
there's also
instead of looking for a poor neighborhood, I'm going to focus on areas that have a higher population of people, more people around. That's what I want to look for. There we go.
Okay. How about right near the center of town, the fountain?
Yeah, that works. Perfect. Duh. Yeah. Hello.
It's the main point of commerce for the area. The highest, you're going to get the most foot traffic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys kind of like set up shop near the fountain and take it away.
Yeah. So yeah. He's looking at people as they're walking by, like, hey, friend. Have you tried praying to a god that can actually do something about your problems? Like turn your enemies into dust? Well, don't pray to a god. Look to a sage. The Fire Temple sage. That's me. Hey, I'm Gully. How are you doing, friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. So, are you familiar with the Fire Temple?
No. I don't.
Oh.
What was that word you said? Mage?
The Fire Temple. Sage.
Sage. Is that like a mage?
It's like a mage, but cooler because we're kind of like gods, but not really gods. Well, some people think of us as gods. But not that boastful and big-headed.
I mean, what the hell? I'll listen. Let's hear your sales pitch.
Well, imagine a world you can actually, talk, to the gods. It's like a cosmic version of, well, this thing called Twitter, but with real consequences.
So
No?
you'd be like, you would follow me then.
No. I'm not creepy like that. I don't follow you around. No.
Oh, okay.
We'll definitely, provide you with blessings, good cheer, good tidings.
So,
We want, to make this a better world for everyone.
so you would be
It should
like,
all come together.
you'd be my friend.
Yes.
A
A
friend
friend
in a
with-
very high place.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What he said.
So you can fly?
Well, now that you mention it,
I mean, I've never had a friend who could fly before. I think that'd be pretty cool.
huh? Well, I don't
Okay.
usually go around flying, but for you, how about I do this? And I will
Do you want a hand, bro? I have an idea.
yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to subtle spell invisibility on Shrimkin, and she's gonna just come up and lift you onto her back.
Beautiful.
And
Yeah.
if you don't mind, can I also be riding on your back?
Yes,
On the-
yes.
Okay, perfect. So
Friend-
literally,
I don't normally do this for anyone, but for you, here's a feat of flight for you. Yes.
so literally, she flaps her wings like very dramatically, so she can like feel a gust of the guy can feel a gust of wind, and it like brings with it the warm embery heat of your like armor and your flame aura, and it just kind of like bathes him in this warmth as she does like a special like spinning upward draft. So it's like you literally see Gully just in this like nothing but like Gully and the tiny little fluffs of Dekun's leaves just like spinning around the air to the point where even the embers that like flake off of his armor are now just like almost like tiny little fireworks, but in the day sky, like little shooting stars. And yeah, she takes you for like a small spin, just like around the roofs of the buildings, and then just after the display, she lands and just like perches down in front of the guy again with her like head down for Gully to dismount if he chooses to.
Love it.
It's like that's. And he like turns to the general population and he's like, "Hey, everybody! This guy's making friends, and he can fly."
Hell yeah!
And all of a sudden, like a crowd starts murmuring. He's like, "You're a friend? Fly? I wish I could fly." And a crowd's starting to gather. So now you have let's say you have the attention of about a dozen people. How you gonna like, lock this down?
Oh, look, in order to do this, now it does take, time. It's going to take lots of devotion. And I am here to show you the way, to ensure that you're able to, to be more like me.
So we could fly.
Eventually, yes, you'll be able to fly just like me. You want to hear the greatest story ever told?
Yes.
Join the Fire Temple, and you'll find out.
You see, at the Fire Temple, with as long as you believe in one of our new saviors, this Gully, he can make anything possible through the power of your belief in him.
The crowd starts to murmur even further. At one
His
guy,
strength knows no bounds. And every one of you who's willing to follow just makes him even stronger, even more helpful to you, even better for your cause. Now, yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So one guy kind of like one voice. No, I'm going to rephrase that. One voice cuts through the crowd, and you hear says, "What's the catch?"
No catch? There's no catch. I don't believe in catches. Here, take a pamphlet. And I start passing out pamphlets.
Hell yeah.
So, the skeptical voice makes its way through the crowd, and reaches out for a pamphlet, and as you make eye contact, you see a familiar face. The face belongs to the person known as Barb. And you look at it.
Barb from the restaurant? No.
Yeah, you look at her a little puzzled because you recognize the face, but you don't remember who she is.
Keysman's wife?
Yup.
Yeah.
It takes you a second, but you put it together. And Barb, Keysman's wife.
Oh my god, she wouldn't recognize us because Dekun's red and Gully is flaming.
That's right.
Sorry, not that kind of flaming.
Well, I do seem to have.
She's like, she comes and she's like, I don't know about this. Like, I travel around a bit, and I've heard a lot of promises by a lot of people, but I need some proof more than a little sleight of hand illusionary stuff.
Want to go for a ride?
No. I need something real. Like I need to be amazed. I need to just have my mind blown.
Gully goes over to her. He picks her up, kind of like a husband does a wife, to carry her over the threshold. And he makes his flames, erupt at the highest, peak that he can. And with this display of all the flames around, no one's getting burned.
Ooh, that's good.
And she
So, you mean something like this?
She goes, by chance, making me all hot and bothered. Are you single?
Well, ma'am, we shouldn't talk about such things. But yes, I am single.
I could be too.
And he puts her down.
Well, so you said there's a temple.
Yes, the fire temple. Yeah, it's out towards the Goron's place. The Gorgon's place. Yeah, Goron's. Yeah.
You had it right. And she's like, so you're strong and powerful, and you have your own mode of transportation and home? I think I could check it out.
Great. Well, when do you want to make the pilgrimage?
Well, I mean, if you want to fly me over there, I could be there as soon as you take me.
Well, I am not in the business of just popping people over. That defeats the whole purpose of a pilgrimage.
All right, give me a persuasion check.
Can I give him inspiration?
Yes.
Persuasion. This young man is not good at.
And I will be completely clear in saying that the end result of this persuasion check will be how many people she takes with her. So we are starting off at 11.
Okay. So, actually, could I also hit him with the enhance ability?
Absolutely.
Oh wait, did you? What did you give me?
I was saying I was gonna hit you with the inspiration.
Oh.
If you want, no pressure.
For this, absolutely.
Hell
And that was
yeah.
a D12, right?
Yes. And I was gonna say I was asking if I could hit you with the enhance ability for advantage.
All right, so we're sitting at 18.
Okay. And just because of the advantage, we'll roll that persuasion again.
Nice.
Okay, so 20.
20.
All right, so we're good on 20?
Yep.
Yeah, sadly I don't have anything else that can boost his roll.
No, that's good.
Fair. All right.
I think
20 is pretty fucking nice. That's pretty solid, dude.
We got 20 followers to start. Hey.
Hell yeah.
Actually, technically
Good.
21. Barb rounds up.
Oh, plus her.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
All
Barb,
right.
Barb rounds up 20 people. And she's like,
Nice.
and you can see, like she may not have the most finesse when it comes to dealing with people, but she has her methods. And she just starts berating these people. And she's like, hey, you gotta come with me. Do you want to spend the rest of your life as useless as you've spent the first part of your life? She's like, I got this guy here. He's gonna set you up straight, and y'all are gonna be coming with me. And you know what? It's not gonna be easy, because we're gonna be walking. So get your whatever your comfortable shoes are, and let's get going. And 20 people follow her, and they just start heading out to the place. And you can hear them, like, as they're walking away, she's like, I don't know where this temple is over on Death Mountain, but we're gonna find it. I'm sure of it. And 20 people vacate the town, or 21 people vacate the town, and you have yourself 21 new followers.
All right.
I don't know why. I think after that argument, I'm a follower. I can't really argue with. Do you want to spend the second half of your life as useless as the first half? It's like technically, I can't argue with that. That's what I'm trying right now.
Oh, and her name's Barb.
Barb, yep.
Barb, I am going to dub you and this group as the Flame Keepers. You are going to be my elite group of members responsible for guarding the sacred site and maintaining the ever-burning altar. I'll introduce you to it once you get there.
All right. I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get there, but we'll see you there. Jeez.
All right, I'll be waiting.
All right. So they vacate, and
That was lit, Gully.
that was awesome. Okay, so back to Stuffin and Ledo. Okay, so I remember Stuffin, you were looking for books on phylacteries. And
Yes.
So you found that the main rule in phylactery, you actually, I would say that you even find a little bit on phylactery. You know what? Give me an investigation check before I go throwing this out there.
I got a 20.
Okay, so
Could re-roll it, but it's worse.
20 is good. 20 is sufficient. So you find a book. You find a book on some books on phylactery destruction, but you also come across a book on phylactery creation.
Okay.
is this something that you want to delve into when you find it?
Yeah. Why would I be afraid of? Creation is. Yeah. I just
Okay.
figure out where the battery is and unplug it.
So, the book on phylactery creation is, it's a leather-bound tome with, I need a history check followed by a medicine check.
Okay. I don't know if I want to pass that medicine check or not. My history check is 20.
Okay. So
Although I think he's limited on how much he knows about the world. The medicine check is oh shit, that's pretty good. Well, okay, 18.
Okay, so the medicine check reveals that the leather binding on the book is made with humanoid flesh.
No, it reveals that it's made of doe skin, is what it is.
Doe skin. You can tell
Doe skin.
yourself, but everyone. But the history check reveals that this is a book of Gerudo origin.
Oh, okay.
So, you know what? I will even say that as you peruse through this book, you notice, and do with this information as you will, that the book is co-authored with the names Kome and Katage. So, phylactery creation, what you gain from this book is that a person of immense spell casting ability first has to do it, because if a person who is not of a certain spell casting ability attempts to create a phylactery, there is a chance that the phylactery themselves will consume them. And that is with intentional phylactery creation. Another method of phylactery creation is when a person of extreme emotion suffers greatly at the hands of another while not being able to leave this plane of existence. It also states that if a person who meets their end and suffers in such way does not have anything to connect them to a phylactery, they become a Poe, which is just like a ghost. And you find essentially you find the spell and casting method therein, which I would say you might not recognize the gravity of what you found, but the rest of the party would recognize it as the method at which Ganon's phylacteries are created for his corruptions.
This information that can or should easily be, can easily be written down or copied into my book.
You could. You absolutely could. Would you like to copy it down into your book?
The correct answer would be no, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay, so I would say that let's just note that it takes up 5 pages, between like the methods, the reagents, the procedures. It would take up. You would spend about 5 pages copying this method down.
And I think if we ever need to roll on this, I think you should roll on how well I did it as opposed to doing it right now.
Absolutely.
That makes sense, maybe?
Sounds good. And okay, so that is the phylactery creation book. You find another book on phylactery destruction. Phylactery destruction states that that phylacteries cannot be destroyed. Phylacteries.
It's a short book, huh?
Well, I'm giving the abridged version of it, given the time. But what you gather from it is that phylacteries cannot be destroyed; they can only be consumed. So I'm going to note that once you read this, you immediately connect what you saw with Belle, and that once she destroyed her necklace, it essentially she consumed it, bringing her back to her state of being. So you learn that phylacteries cannot be destroyed; they can only be consumed, and it also states that they can only be consumed by that which is more powerful than it. Yes. Yeah, I think that would be it for now.
If Belle consumed one phylactery, is there any reason to think that she couldn't consume another? Or is it like different types of magic and power? That makes sense.
So essentially what it is the reason that she was able to consume the phylactery so easily is because it was her phylactery. And being her phylactery, she was technically more powerful than her own phylactery because it is only a part of her. But there are other ways that a more powerful entity could destroy and consume a phylactery that is not connected to them. But connecting that to the first book that you wrote, it's generally not a easy thing to do because if a person actively creates a phylactery versus a phylactery being created out of distress, there is a certain level of spellcasting ability that needs to happen just to create the phylactery. So what we witnessed with Belle was not was more atypical, but it made sense why she was able to do it with her specific phylactery. Like she would not be able to theoretically like kill a iturbe and consume him. You know, like her killing him would not. She couldn't absorb the phylactery from him and prevent Bongo Bongo from being resurrected. Like she just would not have that capability.
Okay.
Let's see. Any other questions for the text that you're reading?
I think that's good.
Okay. All right. So move over and going to Ledo. And Ledo, what? There were a couple of books. One was animals. What types of animals?
Well, do you want to stop here since it's after 10 o'clock? We can just do this next week. Or 2 weeks from now.
We can. But you know what? Do you think that this would take more than like 5 minutes? Because
yes.
Okay. All right. So, you know what? There's still stuff to unpack here, but Ledo proves a good point. We will absolutely. This does seem like a good place to cut it. So we have had. We are in Hyrule Castle Town. Gully has gained 21 new followers with the assistance of Dekun and Chimkin. Stuffin has found very significant books on functions of phylacteries. We have iturbe and Belle in a very happy place, quite literally. they have stealed away thanks to Gully's generous donation, and
Oh yeah.
and with that, we will continue on this in 2 weeks, and we will figure out what is going on with the books that Ledo is looking at. So that will be our starting off point next week, and then we'll delve further as the adventure continues. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Anything else before we wrap up, gang?
I was just gonna say we never really said what happened to Afine.
You know what? We should address that before we wrap up.
That's true.
Okay. So, you know what? I had a thought, and I think that the best course of action right now. So I'm gonna say, like, you know, Afine, at this time is not with the campaign. We all miss her dearly. She was and is an integral part of this campaign. Things that are going to happen and things that she have done are still completely intertwined in this campaign. Most notably, her father is still the big bad in the Shadow Temple, and we will continue to flush that story out. You know, everything happened on good terms. If, you know, life circumstances change and, you know, she has the time to return to the campaign, she is absolutely welcome back at a moment's notice. But for the first step of her departure from the campaign, I'm going to simply state that she went to go visit Princess Rudo and potentially make amends and have a better understanding of their now commingled families. So, if we return to go see Princess Rudo, there is a potential that Afine will be there, but the performer who played Afine is at this time no longer with the campaign. As I said, we will miss her, and yeah. So
Wish her the best of luck.
we absolutely wish her the best of luck. That is the perfect button-up statement. Thank you. So, yes, I'm sure her absence was noticed tonight, and it was noted and missed by all. So, you know, if by chance she sees this, Afine, thank you for everything. And, you know, I speak for everyone when, if circumstances change, you are welcome back at a moment's notice. So, anyone else? All right. So, with that, thank you everyone for joining in tonight. We had a blast. For the most part, it was a much more lighthearted session than we have been accustomed to in these past few episodes. So that was a very pleasant change of pace. It was a great, you know, had a fun time. Can't wait to do it again in 2 weeks. And for anyone who is interested in delving deeper into the lore and further explanations of what happened today, and talking about things, I know that with the phylactery books specifically, I said a lot of subtle things that we can address, but I do know that you know, the specifically the more long-term players and watchers will understand things of what I said. So if you want to hear about that, tune in next week during our chat session. But until then, be happy, healthy, safe. Thank you again. By the way, I want to point out what I've been fidgeting with this whole time. I don't know if it's been picked up on my microphone, but I have a 3D
little
printer.
bit.
Okay, I have a 3D printer, and I have like, where is it? That little like fidget thing, and I've just been playing with it. See, and it comes out, and I've just been. That's what you've been hearing. So, yeah, thank you again, guys, and hopefully we'll see you next week. And if not, we'll definitely see you in 2 weeks. So, thank you again, and bye.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.